get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly. Hey, mama, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast.
Yeah, buddy. I want to give a special shout out to my mother. Oh yeah, turn me up in the head. There we go. Turn it up a little bit, Joe. Let these people hear what's going on.
This is lovely.
Yeah, this was actually like one of my favorite songs, especially growing up. And then, for all those that don't know, I'm showing a slideshow representing my mother. It's my mother's birthday, y'all. Hey, mom, I got a podcast.
I love that. That's really great. That's always been my favorite part of the intro. Hey, mom, I got a podcast. Hey.
I had to show my mom this love. You know what I mean? Like, without her, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying?
Did you call her today?
Of course. I woke up and I wanted to call her like first thing, but she's out of town. So like, I knew I had to like wait. So I waited exactly 8 o'clock. I called her. So I called her, left her a voicemail. She called me back, and yeah. So yeah, mama, this is for you. I know you're gonna be watching later on.
So let me ask you this: when you were in the Army, what were you eating?
A lot.
Yeah,
well, depends.
Kind of a beefy guy back in the day.
Yo, so I went into the military 300 pounds. Like 320. Right, like 320 went into the military, and then I lost like 100 pounds, came out 220, and then I started lifting. So like a lot of that was just like creatine and like protein, like just bulkiness and stuff like that. But like I was literally running like a low 15-minute 2 mile, like hauling ass for a big guy.
Listen, good for you, because you don't even look like a former fat guy at all.
But I'm
impressive.
I'm right now with this corona weight, this COVID weight. I was working out. You looking at that picture? You know what I mean? But happy birthday, mama. Happy birthday. But yeah, so yeah, I was probably, I think, in my best shape when I was at upstate New York at Fort Drum. I was probably about 245. When I got to Georgia, I didn't want to. Well, let's see. After my dad passed away, once my father passed away, I was done with the military. I was over it. I did everything I could, like the height and weight program. I was like, yeah, let me try and fail this, like everything. But yeah, so I think at my heaviest in the military is when I left, and I was probably back around that 3-something. And that was me, like, I was so far out of the military, even though I wasn't out, but I was like mentally out. And I was injured. So I was just like, yeah, I was done. So I was on the road on my motorcycle a lot, on the road eating fast food, gas station, hot dogs, sandwiches, barbecues, drinking heavily. Yeah, doing, not taking care of myself. Now, this past, and I'm sitting here talking about my weight like people really care, but last summer when COVID started and I was really on my bicycle, and doing like the bike thing with my son, I was probably at like 245. So like my goal is to get, I'm at like 260. I'm flattering between like 262, 268, depending on how many sandwiches and like bagels I eat throughout the week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like my goal is to get back to like 240, 245. And then even if it's like, cool, I'm 245 in the summertime, and then I'm like 260 in the wintertime, you know what I mean? Because I gotta, like kind of bear it out and get hibernate a little bit because it gets cold. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But
of course,
when I was 219, I looked like my big self could have ate my like small self. I'll find a picture. I don't know if I showed a picture, but I know I have a picture of what I looked like when I came out of basic training. Matter of fact, the picture is my greens, my Army green uniform was so big, was still too big for me because they sized you a couple weeks after you got to basic training. By the time I graduated, I had dropped like 85 pounds from when they sized me. So like my greens were all just not even. Luckily, I was tall. It just looked like I had like a nice baggy suit on. But anyways, I did not mean to overshadow my mom's birthday and like my son mother talk and stuff like that with that. But for all those that actually got to watch, first and foremost, thank you for we didn't even intro the show. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to I'll Piss You Off Shortly. We are on a Tuesday night tonight, so I apologize for anybody that was waiting for us for on Monday nights. Things happen, you know what I mean? And then you just adjust fire and we keep going. But that's the joy of like I'll Piss You Off Shortly. We just do what we want, right? And you guys still listen, you guys still support, and we appreciate that, right? But I am your host, Rob Benjamin. I have to come up with like a couple AKAs because like, you know, AKA Mr. I'll Piss You Off Shortly, Mr. AKA somebody gave me like an arrogant and something else name. I gotta remember. I have a couple AKAs written down. But you know what I'm saying?
What was the word that you refer to yourself as in your Facebook argument with Laura the other day?
Probably arrogant.
I want to say it was like glorious or God.
I would have to see.
Notorious or
no, I don't think I said notorious.
No, it was I think it was like an aureus kind of a word. It wasn't notorious. It was something to that effect. I saw it and I was like, ooh, I like that.
When I'm cooking, Joe. When I start cooking, and that's the thing, like I was saying that on Speaking It Real, which I did a guest appearance on this past Friday night. So if you guys haven't caught me on Speaking It Real, another CMG podcast, make sure you guys go check out clovercrestmedia.com, Speaking It Real. But anyways, go check my episode there. But like I was telling them, I came up in the era where you either had to learn how to fight or talk shit. And unfortunately, I picked up talking shit first. So that entailed, like, that came with having to learn how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know how to fight and you beat somebody's ass, you don't have to talk shit. You beat somebody's ass, ain't nobody messing with you. But if you talk shit, people gonna want to fight you until you prove otherwise, right? So I had to learn how to talk shit. And look, I got a big head. Look, my hair's cut. I got a big dome, square head, 2 circles on the side. That's what everybody used to call me. Lopsided head. If I turn my head one way, my shit, there you go, bong, lopsided, right? So I had to learn how to talk shit, right? I had to learn how, amongst a bunch of other things, right? So I had to learn how to talk shit. So along with that, I realized that like in life, as I got older, I got sick of fighting. So like the reason why I was getting into fights is because like I was like DJ name Robin Jammin. All right, Jared, I see you, brother. But so like what was that? So as I got older, I got tired of fighting, right? Like I got tired of running, I got tired of like being scared of like getting arrested and shit like that and like all that. So I realized I was getting into fights because I was so blunt with things. I'm still super blunt and direct, but I realized that instead of being like, yo, you're ugly and da 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 and like you're broke and you like I had to be creative instead of just being like, that's why your mom has 2 left feet and da da da. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to like be super creative instead of just being direct, unless I was ready to throw hands. So I just, you know, I guess like got into the dictionary a little bit and just figured out little phrases and terminologies and just put that shit together. It sounds nice. After a while, you get a couple Ohs and you're like, yeah, I'm sticking with that.
Yeah,
so you know me, I
always feel good from the back of the room. Oh,
yeah,
I did that.
So you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna go back in the comments. I'm gonna remember it, and then I'm gonna, you know, put it in my pocket for later. Matter of fact, we were just talking about this in Divided We Stand. Jared threw one of your nice little things. I said I'm gonna have to keep that for the tuck. Saying somebody's what was a typo?
Yeah,
their DNA is a typo.
Your DNA has a typo.
That's funny.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. So I'll tell you a story about that. A couple years back, one of my kids was getting a little bullied at school, like a good solid decade ago. and she was getting bullied and got pinned down by a couple of gals.
Okay.
Like it was pretty serious, and she was like, like, how do I defend myself? What do I do?
Mm.
And I said, oh, you just got to learn how to talk. And so I said to her, I go, just throw some scenarios at me. Just you insult me. I said, I'm going to fire something back at you because I'm good at that.
Yep.
And after a couple of hours, I was just sitting there, and she was really fascinated by, I never make fun of the fat guy for being fat. He already knows it. I'll talk about everything but that because he knows it's there. He knows it's there for the taking. What's he going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's like, oh, and here comes the fat joke. And I do everything but that. I'll talk about the depression that comes with the weight problem.
There you go. Exactly. And
you know what I mean? I'm breaking this motherfucker down on a mental level. I don't care what you look like. I'm breaking down your insecurities about that thing.
And I tell people all the time, don't joke with me because especially if I don't know you, like, here we go. Like, if I don't know you and you start coming at me, it's fair game. Like, I'm going for the jugular. I'm throwing words the same way I throw hands. It's literally to embarrass you and to like literally dig under your skin. By the time you turn around, you want to go home, call your mother, call your father and say, this guy picked on me. I don't care who you are. If you're above the age of 18, you can get it. Especially like young kids like that. I can't fight you. I can't fight you because if I win, I'm going to look like a bully and a crazy old guy. And you're still just an 18, 19-year-old. If I lose, I got beat up by the young kid. And I know damn well I can't meet you with gun violence because that's ignorant. But you know what I'm saying? So I have to just talk dirty to you. So what I'm going to do, I'm not talking about you because more than likely you're the flashy show guy and you're only doing this because of your friends. I'm just going to call out the fact that one of your friends is probably going to fuck your girlfriend in the next 2 weeks if you leave them, alone by themselves because your girl does look good. And then I'm going to ask her, what makes her happy. And then it's going to be a bunch of things that like you don't supply. And I'm going to realize that I can supply it. And then I'm going to tell her if she really, you know what I'm saying? She might not even call me, but I'm going to give her my number. And then, you know what I mean? That's where I go. I'm that asshole. Like I'm the king. I invented trolling. Like I invented trolling. Like forget the 6ix9ine kid. I'm the king troll when it's necessary. My sister tells me all the time. She goes, "You wouldn't be such a bad guy if you just didn't know how to push all the wrong buttons." She goes, "You're the person that knows how to get in somebody's head and literally just hit all the elevator buttons and make them go fucking crazy." And she was like, "But the worst part about it is you have so many right points. Like there's so many levels that the person has to stop at that it just throws them out of their way. So then you just get into the arrogance and then that you have them blown. So then you just start hitting them with like the little things that really shouldn't irritate them, but it does." I said, "Yeah, damn, you got me down to it pretty much science." So, and that's why I took pride, and we'll go into the next thing of why I'm Mr. I'll piss you off shortly. I'm kind of jumping, but the power of words, right? We're recently we had this. I had a conversation on Speaking It Real with a conservative that me and her have really had some like back and forth with, right? The thing with that is after she decided to come on Speaking It Real, I realized that me being a direct asshole verbally, that never gets anywhere far, right? So like
right.
I can sit there and Twitter bang with you all day, right? As in like Twitter finger with you and be sarcastic as much as possible because there's no vocalization. Like, and I know, you know what I'm saying? But if it's vocal, if I'm yelling and screaming or if I'm just talking over somebody, that pretty much deads the situation. So what's the best thing to do? Let her continuously talk. Because all that does, and it proved a perfect point, because her biggest, yes, we're talking about Pepe's savior, right? So her biggest, to me, and we're gonna analyze, we're gonna use this example to kind of break down how I go about things, right? Let's do this, right? So, in my mind, with this example, her biggest thing is I'm not gonna get onto social media because my co-host. It's a personal issue. It's a way that you know, they don't want to be personified in this kind of light, right? But one, that's, to me, in my eyes, as the young people say, that's cap. That's a lie, because you're already engaging. Whether it's on a private page, private group forum, public group forum, you're still on social media with people that you don't know, engaging with them, right? And you're letting your political views go off, right? Bang. So now I have you in a verbal debate, which is cool. So now you're already expressing yourself. So now you're already doing way more than what you said you're willing to do. That you said that you're already going against your co-host that is low-key already suppressing your vote, or not suppressing your voice. They're suppressing your voice because you claim that they don't want you to, you know, just engage in social conversations. So anyways, so now instead of making this a back and forth thing, like you said, I'm just going to expose, I'm going to bust the envelope on everything, and I'm going to question you. I'm going to question, you know what I mean? And just give you thought out questions that I know you can't answer. So then if you go to the last part of the interview, right? She claims, oh, and that was the biggest thing, right? With the power of words. And my biggest thing with her with this was, when you decide to use certain words like assault, and you say that I'm doing these things to you, or like I am calling you out of your name and I'm not doing those things, and you're using words that give that suggestive, you know, connotation.
Yep.
It especially me growing up, and I said it, I've had to be wary of fair complexion women that do that tend to cry wolf and beef up a story way beyond what the true, you know, what the real is, right? And what really pissed me off is because the conversation that we were having was deleted some way, somehow. She claims that she didn't delete it, which, all right, cool. You claim you didn't delete it. There's two admins and one person that created the thing. The two admins didn't delete it. So in my mind,
I think there's a third admin, and I think that person might have deleted it.
Well,
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, then that admin can actually write me, and, you know, if they have the balls to, or whatever, not referencing genitalia, but, you know, if they have the heart to. But anyways, neither here nor there, right? So yeah, so you're not going to lie on me. You're not going to say certain things that I did to you, and you're going to claim that I did to you on a public forum, and that's false, right? We're not doing false accusations. And she kept with that, and then she started using words, and she started telling the story of how she was assaulted. She was assaulted coming out of the mall. But what was I saying? But anyway, so she was assaulted coming out of the mall. But anyways, so she was assaulted out of the mall. So I was trying to say, like, yo, there's a difference when you say assault, like I'm being assaulted out of the mall, or somebody, you know, a certain group is assaulting me. And no, they're just yelling and screaming at you. Now, apparently, which I had to educate myself that there's verbal assault and everything like that. But like, when you're like, hey, I was assaulted coming out, people are thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they roughed you up.
They roughed you up. No, they were yelling at you. They weren't following you. They didn't crowd you around. And that's what she was like, they surrounded me. Okay, well, did they surround you? No, they were just yelling at me from a distance. That's not surrounding you. You see how you're lying. You see how you're. So it's just like, yeah, no, we're not doing this, right? Jerry goes, exchange harsh words with two minorities equal assaulted by a gang of Antifa. Exactly. So I'm sorry. What? I know I'm going all over the place. Let me land this. So needless to say, I had to correct her on using improper terminology and improper words when trying to get white pity and try and get that sympathy from others when she knew she was wrong. So that entail led me to just let her just literally show her true colors. And I was so glad I was afforded that opportunity, which leads me to my next thing of social media friendships, because a day or so afterwards, I get a friend request and a nice hearted message, saying how we should be friends, and, you know, people respect my opinions, or they respect my passion, or whatever the case may be. I'm of the age of, like, I don't have to be friends with you. We might, you know what I mean? Like, in my mind, in my eyes, unless I friended you, like, we're not cool. I have 100 and something friends on Facebook for a reason. I'm not looking to be friends in real life or really on social media. Like I have a certain guidelines of like who I want friends on social media, because that's the energy that I spend time on. That's my energy that you know what I mean? So like if I choose to engage with you on a certain page, that's because like I'm correcting you. And I would like to go back to my normality or normalcy when I'm done with you, and not necessarily see your ignorance and your bigotry that I'm sure you put on your page.
Yeah.
Even if we are in the same bubble or could be in the same bubble.
Yeah. So, here's what this boils down to, right? And I mean, that admin that deleted that, I'm sure probably had a good reason for it. In talking to her, I know she was somewhat, I don't want to say trolling as much as she was just trying to engage and get people to give opinions. And she's big on that. She's, look, I think if you're on the right, there are opinions that people on that side still seem to grasp that some people in the center and left find to be, for lack of a better word, a little bit racist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for people like that, people who are social liberals, and she is, who have, always been down for the cause, who are, identify as Republicans now later in life, to sort of be told everything you thought 4 years ago that you think today makes you a racist is a little disconcerting. Now, that's not true, Rob. I mean, right? That's the way it's been perceived and the way right-wing media has presented it to them. And I know this because I'm a purveyor of right-wing music, of right-wing news. I do. I mean, I still read Fox News just about every day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me too. Well, I watch it. I won't read it, but
yeah. Oh, I think they've got one of the best apps in the business. To be honest, their app is really easy to use, and again, I mean, over the last few years, though, I find I have to actually find out what the real story is.
Gotcha.
And I don't like that. That doesn't sit well with me. But at the end of the day, people who you associate with, we were just talking about this at the end of Divided We Stand, right? I mean, you don't know Jared Jones.
Yes.
Jared and you were both CMG podcasters, as is Laura. Guys all live in different areas. Laura doesn't even live in our state. She's Massachusetts based. We're all working towards a common goal. What's being a social media friend? Is that the same as being a real friend? I know people who take their Facebook, their personal account, and it's literally just the people they really know.
Yeah.
One of my daughter's friends' dads, bro has 23 friends on Facebook.
I envy him.
And it's the 23 dudes that he does things with, golfs with, whatever club he's in. That's it. That's his entire Facebook. His wife's not on it. Your wife's not on it. You know what I mean? It's just the dudes, and that's it. He's only engaging and talking to those people. I dig that.
And I wish I could get to that point. And that, you know what I mean? From time to time now, for at least a couple of years, I'll start purging people, especially if I find I've outgrown them. Not to say that I don't find any use in somebody, but we outgrow people, right? But if it wasn't for this show, I would have already deleted social media. If it was not for this show, I would have deleted social media and been done with it. Just because I'm good on it. Outside of to this point, I enjoy engaging with certain, people now, and then I'll, talk my shit, but it's valid. If I'm talking shit, it's valid. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's, anything political or social, in an aspect. Go ahead.
I've probably blocked a half dozen people in the last, say, year or so.
Yeah.
And reason being, there are people right and left who I engage with on my Facebook page, on Twitter, pretty constantly. I have phone conversations with these people in real life as well. if you're one of those people that you just pop up on one post and you're like, what an idiot you are, like, you're goodbye. Who are you? What do you want? I had a buddy from high school. I hadn't seen the kid in like 25 years. Reconnect on Facebook, sends me a message. Hey man, how's it going? He's like living in Florida, hillbilly South. You know, the next day I posted something about, you know, again, I'm not a Trump guy, and he like lost his mind, and I was like, motherfucker, first of all, you're a moron. You were a moron in high school. You don't look like you don't look like you made any progress at all. And this is your like opening salvo. Get the fuck out of here. And I blocked him.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's so easy.
You gotta like earn your way with me.
Exactly.
Have an intelligent conversation with me. Show me that you know your shit.
And then
which again, to be fair, and I don't want to keep plugging. Speaking of real, I really like Frank and Carlos. Carlos is a person I can have a conversation with.
Yeah.
Carlos, although he does, I notice, tend to, when he has to relent too much on something, he'll go, I'll grant you this. He immediately will shift and be like, but you know, Biden's a pedophile.
His game
fuck
is
out of here.
Sick.
Fine. Both of those things could be true, but I like having conversations with people. Another buddy of mine from high school, who, mind you, his wife kicked him out because of his insane Trump views. 3 kids, wife gave him the boot. He was living under a bridge. I don't even know how he got on Facebook. But I woke up one morning to this insane rambling response where apparently I'm brainwashed and I don't love America.
Oh, geez. He's just looking
Motherfucker,
for a
you live under a bridge. I mean,
how do you have battery power?
I own a home. I own a business, and I pay a lot of taxes to the United States of America. You live under a bridge, motherfucker. Mind your fucking business, and you let the adults take care of shit.
True definition of a troll.
Literally, a motherfucker lives under a bridge. Ain't much more of a troll than that.
Oh shit. And that's how I feel like. So like Jared, like somebody hooked me and Jared up put us into a message, right? And into a group message, which was cool. Usually, you know what I mean, when if that person puts me in a message with somebody, I know it's legit. So I'm not being like, you know, it's not like when somebody throws you in the group message, you're like, oh, what the hell?
By the way, before you go any further, the person that did that, and I know who did it, is a person, and she's great, is a person who does that a lot. We'll just take 2 random people like, you two should talk. And it's like, stop fucking doing that. So just but generally assumes that the people know each other. And it's often not the case.
Not the case at all.
Because she just doesn't she doesn't know how most of the people know each other. She forgets, like, most of them know each other because of you. That's how they know each other. So you can't. Yeah. It's like you're having conversations with your 2 separate best friends in life, and they're like, wait, who's this other person? Yeah. No, that's a common thing. Rob, I'll show you my messenger. I probably got like 5 or 6 of those where sometimes I never even or the other person doesn't either.
Yeah.
Like, and you and Bobby should talk, and it's like, I'm not talking to Bobby. Bobby doesn't talk to me. Get the fuck out of here. Stop that nonsense. No one's doing that.
Well, thank God I got matched with a good person.
Oh, you definitely did. You definitely did. But again, there was that immediate something like, you 2 know each other.
No, not at all. So I had to do my do my background. And I think, like, of course I did my research, but I was like, I'm not going to have any issues. And I can't remember whether he friended me, there we go, or I friended him. Either way. But, and if I know you from where Elevation. Bro, exactly. And I hate feeling like that. I like at least being able to say, oh, I know this person from somewhere, or I know whatever. So perfect, right? So I know you and him are very close. So here I am scrolling today on Facebook. I don't know Jared from a brick in a wall, right? And I see him and his son. Well, his son and your son share the same name.
Yes.
And it's a very sentimental post. So in my dumbass head, without reading the whole thing, because I was like in the middle of cooking dinner and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, look at Uncle Jared with Elliot, thinking it's your son. my dumb ass, because I didn't read the whole thing. So when you said it earlier that you two shared the same son name, I said, oh, that was his son. I'm stupid. So I got to go back and like the comment and all that. Even, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know him. I don't know him. And hopefully coronavirus will open that opportunity. We were all, I'm sure, I already know we will eventually. But and that's
so funny enough, we are when COVID is over.
Yeah,
it's been discussed. It's been locked in. The person who puts randos together in messages, we've already discussed it. There is going to be a party, a big CMG party.
Perfect.
And you and Jared will get to meet, but you'll also meet Laura.
Oh, this is going to be hilarious. I can't wait. Like, I can't wait. As it has to be, it just has to be 420 friendly. Wherever it is, it just has to be 420 friendly. Because I am not going to go to a party where people can drink, but I cannot partake.
So I think everything will be fine. And I think, listen, I think everyone involved feels that way.
It's going to be hilarious. And I hope the guys from
But
Florida
so here's the thing, right?
Awesome.
She's a person who I talk to. We talk every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to her every single day. It's a rare day if I don't have at least a text from her. Very active, very social podcaster. She does a lot of work and a great job. Ivy League Murders, by the way.
By the way, make sure you guys go check that out. Ivy League Murders.
It's as far as true crimes are good, it's killer. It's a fantastic true crime podcast.
Phenomenal.
And her co-host is very liberal, but she and I have had great conversations. She asks me questions sometimes. I explain things to her. You know, she gives me her perspective on things. And then she's always like, well, hope we're cool. And I'm like, dude, listen, I mean, here's what I've learned, Rob, over the last few years, right? I'm not, you know, I mean, I think growing up, I sort of learned, like, you don't judge a person by the color of their skin, right? And, through time, I've learned you got to judge people by their actions, right? You know, was it? I want to say Maya Angelou or somebody. It was something like, you know, when someone shows you who they are, believe it.
Believe it, yeah. I'm not going to say it was no. Don't get me to quoting some black queens and misquoting them right now. I'll be lying to you.
I think it was her.
But yeah, let me
look that up for me while I pontificate. Because I always like that. But again, like as we grow older, it's like, all right, you know, I have enough friends, I guess, who are on both sides of the political spectrum. And
Maya Angelou.
Was I right? Was it Maya Angelou?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You know, if I'm going to quote a black queen, my man.
Yes.
I take that shit seriously. I'm a white guy that knows George Washington Carver didn't invent peanut butter. that was Orville Jiffy who did that. Yeah. Again, dude, like it's important that we know these things, right? It's funny I quoted Maya Angelou. I was actually initially I was going to do the you know what Martin Luther King said, which was judge someone by the content of their character. But so again, if I judge her by the content of her character, I mean she's a good person.
And that's the thing. She is. And I don't want to take that away from her.
Right.
She is She is a good person. She is an amazing person. She is an amazing spirit. There we go. She has an amazing spirit. I do think, she is very privileged and entitled, but not to say in a bad way or a good way, but she is. And I'm not saying that to be like disrespectful, but with all due respect, she is.
Yeah.
But she is that way where she's not in a disrespectful manner. I feel like I would love to take her to like the hood. And like just show her. Like to me, I feel like she hasn't experienced that.
Yeah. So
and like
listen, she's lived in New York City and she's lived in Miami. So you know, again, for her, this is weird because Rob, it's and I don't want to compare her to my mom because my mom is like 20 years older than she is, but sort of almost the end and the beginning of generations, basically, the two of them. You know, my mom went to Woodstock. My mom's father was an amazing guy, Rob, but he was an Italian American from like the 50s. He was very racist.
Living in his times.
My grandfather didn't like black people.
He lived in his times.
Yes. Again, he was a politician in town too, so he wasn't like outspokenly like, you know what I mean? He wasn't that guy. But for instance, my mom had a lot of black friends, and my mom was hanging on the street corner, Burger Line Boulevard, in North Bergen, New Jersey, and he saw her on the corner hanging out. I think she was smoking a doob with 3 black dudes that she was good friends with.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was like, "Hey," and she walked over to the car, and he was like, "Get in the car."
Yeah.
Like, no daughter reminds me hanging out with black guys on the corner. My mom was like, "It's my fucking friends, dude." My mother holds this guy up on a pedestal, and he died when I was 5. And I'm not going to disparage him because he taught me a love of baseball that I have to this day. Interestingly, he hated the Yankees because he thought the Yankees were so good it wasn't fair to baseball. The kind of guy he was, that the Yankees were like it was not fair to the underdogs. So good guy, but listen, he had a serious flaw. If my grandfather were alive today, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I as a kid, I wish that guy had not died when I was a kid. He was an amazing guy. All my memories are me and him playing baseball in my backyard. Okay, but he was a racist. And would I like my grandfather if he was alive now, or would I think he's a dick? It's like, and again, he was a Dodgers fan. Steve, thanks for asking. Yeah, he was a fan of the Brooklyn Dodgers, and of course was heartbroken when them sons of bitches moved to LA. But yeah, also he loved the New York Giants. Why? Because they were a sad sack team. Yeah.
So you know what?
They were bums.
So I wonder why so you know what? With you saying that, and I feel like maybe, especially with him rooting for the underdog, it seems like maybe with the knowledge and the growth that people have now, he might have been able to turn his ways. And like your dad would probably been, or your granddad would probably been the perfect guy that I would have wanted to talk to, because I say it all the time, like those old racist guys, and not in a bad way, that's just who they were living in those times, right? Especially the ones that can acknowledge that, damn, is jacked up, but they're still stuck in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like some things are hard to break, especially when you're 80 plus. I get it. I'm not going to hold you to it. But at the same time, I still kind of want you true to your sense, because I get to see who you were at that point. So, yeah, I would like to be able to pick his brain and just sit there, and then like maybe for him to be able to say, I didn't like that, because like that's dope to understand from somebody. And it's like hear them click or even transition. Like, yeah. And don't like, I'll piss you off shortly, because if you're going to slip and say a hard ER, not referring to me, just talking about an old time, I'll sit through that to hear that history and to hear that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care who it comes from. That's still an elder, you know, in a sense. Like that's some dope shit. So I think that maybe your grandfather would, especially loving the underdog, he might have been like, I hate that they're doing this, but they have a point. Like in my mind,
you might be right, because, you know, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier and he was a Dodger. And my grandfather absolutely hated Jackie Robinson. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know that. I don't know. I'm totally joking. I'll have to ask my mom. I mean, I don't know that I've ever even talked about this with anybody before. I would kind of be curious. I guess I don't know how my grandfather reacted to his favorite team being the first team to incorporate a black guy into Major League Baseball. I'm kind of curious now. And you're right. You know, again, my grandfather seemed like one of those people who you probably could sit down and reason with that guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm the way I am. I like to talk things out, and facts are important to me. There was a time where I did not support gay marriage.
Okay.
I said, why not have that civil union? That's like, isn't that good enough? Marriage is a religious thing, and you're offending the conservatives, and it's just a civil union. Well, then I found out that civil union was neither separate nor equal. You don't get the same benefits. You don't have the same rights as a marriage. And I mean, marriage at the end of the day actually is not a religious thing. It's a contract with the government is really what it comes down to. And they had marriages before they had religion. So now that I think about it, it's like, well, I mean, I don't give a shit who marries who. Why do I care? And if you're one of those people like, well, then people are going to want to marry dogs. Well, fuck it. Let them marry dogs.
Let them marry dogs. Hey, those are the most loyal motherfuckers there.
Can you imagine how cute like a half human, half cocker spaniel would be?
And that's the thing. Like, it could never happen. Like, so I don't know.
Right.
But
They're not going to fucking recreate. Right.
And
you don't have to worry about that. I had an aunt who was a fucking lunatic, couldn't have kids, and had a dog that she dressed in clothes. Oh, yeah. The dog like sat at the fucking table. Yeah. She was a lunatic, an absolute lunatic.
I mean,
don't even know
we
why I
put a sweater
started
on my
talking
dog
about
once in a
her.
while. We put a sweater on my dog.
Dude, this thing wore like fucking church clothes on Sunday. I mean, it was, if your dog has a sweater, like, all right, you're kind of corny. If your dog has a wardrobe, you're a psychopath. That's not normal. Your dog,
That's hilarious.
If your dog's wearing pants, that's fine. Does he need underwear?
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
How did you get the socks on him? I don't know. I don't get that shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? You talk about crazy things. It's tax season and being unprepared for this crazy, crazy tax season. I tell you that. So, like, if anyone is looking to get their tax preparation or accounting and bookkeeping done this season, make sure you guys call Glenn and Heidi Parchman. They are a part of Rocky Hill Accountants. They have been amazing in helping CMG grow as a business. Let them help you get your best refund in 2021. Please give them a like. Let them know I'll piss you off shortly sent you. Let them know that Rob's going to be coming to see them soon because my last tax thing with my ex-wife didn't go too well, so I need them to help me. Tighten some things up. And then also, I mean, I haven't seen, because of that, that's why I found out, because of that, I haven't seen none of my checks, my stipend. So I need them to help me settle some tax things. So if you guys are in that same boat, or you guys just need somebody to do some great bookkeeping, please give them a like, give them a share, let them know I'll piss you off shortly, let them know you're part of the CMG family, and they'll be able to hook you up there. Make sure you guys are visiting them again at Rocky Hill Accountants on Facebook, and yeah, get your stuff right. I know you have a fun story about them, Joe. You were saying earlier how they helped you out, save you some thousands.
So because of COVID, and I had originally started the company with some partners, and we had to dissolve the partnership, and because of COVID, we ended up filing late, and I didn't know that the business filing deadline was earlier. So when I went to see Glenn, he was like, listen, it's possible you could get a late fee here. If you do, don't sweat it. Explain, they have like if you're a new business, there's like an abatement forgiveness program, like for a first time offender. Mm-hmm. And he was basically just, and so again, like a couple months after I had filed my taxes, fantastic return, by the way, guy's so thorough. I get a bill from the IRS for in the neighborhood of $5,000. Oh yeah, dude. I'm like, panic attack. Like, I don't have that. I don't have it.
Yikes.
Yeah. And so I called Glenn Parchman, and I was like, hey, I'm like, this will ruin me. How do I get out of this? And he's like, call this number. I'm like, you want me to call the IRS? He goes, this is the best and most efficient way. This is what the IRS likes. I've read this on other websites. They like this. Because they don't have paperwork to do. They go right online. They looked up my account. Glenn had me all tidied up. All my quarterly taxes were paid and tidied up. And I said to the lady, look, I didn't know COVID. I didn't know the deadline was a month earlier. I would have done it earlier if I knew. Yeah. And she said, hang on a minute. The whole call, Rob, 7 minutes with the IRS, and they completely forgave the penalty.
That's dope. See, hey, people, don't run from the IRS. Call them. And I'm starting to learn that too. Even when I was growing up and trying to clear some things that I definitely let fall to the wayside, especially with my credit when I was younger, just young and dumb. Just find during COVID, I found one of those bills, one of the bills, and I was like, I know I still owe on it. So it took me about like 3 companies of, hey, no, we don't have this. We sold this off to somebody else years ago. God. We sent somebody else. But it honestly didn't go as long as I thought it was, maybe about 45 minutes. And literally by the time I got to the person that actually owned it, they're like, dude, if you give me $132,
Square.
So it was a Sprint bill. And Sprint did me dirty. And I was like, yeah, nah, you can jack that. So the bill was like 900 and something. And this was 2010, maybe.
Well, you said Sprint, so I assumed we were talking about another decade.
Exactly. So like I was young, I think this is after I came back from Afghanistan. Anyway, so like Sprint. So, anyways, I paid like $132, squared off, and then wrote the little letter stuff. Gone. Like credit score up like 50. I was like, phone call in a month and a half of just waiting. Cool, I'll take it. So now I'm getting the okay.
I was gonna say I'm not even trying to necessarily plug Glenn here when I do this, but there's certain things I think that you should hire a professional for.
Mm-hmm.
I think your taxes are one of them. I think electrical work in your house, if you're not yourself an electrician, is number 2. I think any sort of medicine questions or minor operations, you should always hire a professional. There's a reason that there are professionals. I think I told you the story. My wife and I, when we bought our house, we hired a professional painter, and he did 4 of the rooms, and we did the other 3. The 4 that he did looked fucking amazing. The 3 we did, it's like, I should have hired a professional in here. Jesus.
Yeah. So when I went to Atlanta,
why do that? I don't get it.
When I went to Atlanta, I was telling my cousin, he was like, yeah, I'm going to have some painters come and da-da-da. In my head, I'm like, I can paint these rooms. Da-da-da-da-da. When I saw the work that those professional painters did and the clarity, I was like, yeah, nah, they killed that shit. They killed that.
The time it takes you to paint the room is much time it takes them just to mark it up. they're still prepping. You're like, yeah, you want me to do that second coat? No, Rob, we're good.
We're good.
We'll and it was so crazy. Here.
I was like, man, they're gonna be here forever because they were taping and everything. And I was like, yo, they're gonna be forever doing this if this is the speed they go to. Yeah, they're so meticulous and they're taping and everything. All they had to do was I was like, yo, this is sick. So yeah, shout out to those guys. So yeah, professional work. So your list. Can I shoot out my list? Unless you were done. I don't want to cut.
No, I'm good. So go.
I'm definitely all for the first thing that we were talking about. Paying for your money, paying somebody to watch over your money. So whenever I get that to that level and say, hey, CMG takes off, I'll piss you off shortly. We take off, right? Boom. The first thing I'm doing, I'm getting 2 accountants, and they're going to be battling each other before they even know. Rob Benjamin Moore. Oh, the paint thing. No, it's Sherwin Williams over here. We never speak Benjamin Moore over there. We're Sherwin Williams family over here. But anyways, so yeah, 2 accountants, and they're going to be battling each other out because whoever gets the top, whoever saves me the most money, that's who gets that nice bonus. That's, you know what I mean? We're doing that way. You're legal. I don't give a damn. Spend money on legal. Don't shortchange your legal.
Yeah. If you have to ever go to court, hire a lawyer. It will be the best, however much money it costs that you spend. Going to court without an attorney, the expression is you have a client for a fool for a client. Don't represent yourself. Hire a professional.
Even and out of experience, even if you can't afford them to represent you with simple things like a simple divorce, or if you don't have a lot of things to get rid of in a divorce, hint. From experience, they were like, yo, I will pay you to coach you, pay me to coach you. And then this way, because all they're going to do is settle. You're not even going to, you know what I mean? So they coached me through how to settle with the other little in-house attorney, and boom, that was the easy. I would have spent so much more taking that to court. So yeah, my little couple $100 versus spending $1,000 or something to have some. Yeah. attorney. Get yourself an attorney either way. It's like going to the ring without a trainer. Exactly. Like, and I learned that quick. And then the other part, a mechanic.
Yeah.
Like pay for the, like, it might not be I'm a firm believer of warranties. So I think I'll say that, like, pay for the warranty. Pay for the warranty. Like, pay for the warranty. Pay for it, because it's gonna kick you in the ass. But really, those are the two things that I wanted to get off. Just the attorney, really add the attorney, and then the money manager. Outside of that, I mean, pay your family members, maybe. Yeah. And you know, one thing that, which I'm glad I finally got of, but it was one thing that I and we'll get out of this, because this is going to be a long episode. We're already an hour in and we haven't talked about shit. You know, we're not even gonna do that. I'll save that for a whole nother, like, financial segment. But what we will talk about though is, did you hear about Columbia University hosting 6 separate graduation ceremonies?
I'll be honest, I was not aware of that story until you had posted it, and I read it, and I thought, what the fuck?
Yes. I didn't think so. Apparently, the title reads, and this is from Fox News, your favorite spot. Columbia University says Columbia University hosting 6 separate graduation ceremonies based on income level, race, ethnicities, and ethnicities. New York-based university also hosting what appears to be more general commencement ceremonies around. So, anyways, basically, they're all going to be virtual, and it seems like they're segregating all of these. They're allowing every group to represent their own seniors and their own graduating. So if you're part of, say, the LGBTQ foundation or whatever, you can have an event scheduled graduation. Or like if you're part of the Young Americans Foundation, which is flagged as a white only caucus, they have their own commencement ceremony.
I didn't know this. I just read this the other day. Do you know that there are many counties in Georgia where they have white segregated and black proms?
Yes. So that is a very true thing.
That's fucked up. I can't even believe that in 2021 that
the kids love
just
it,
said that, and you're like, yeah. What?
And you know what's crazy though? So, like, the white kids will still go to the black proms, because guess what?
They can do that.
You think the white proms are as lit as a black prom? Be honest. Like, do you think all white prom is as fun as the all black prom?
Well, let's break it down too. It's in Georgia, so what's the music like? Right?
I promise you, those white kids, they're listening to Cardi B. WAP is banging in their country trucks, their Jeeps, all that shit. I promise you. And guess what? And that was the thing. All the white kids would still be wanting to go to the black prom, because that was the best party. That was the best prom. But nobody wants to go to a fucking I'm sorry. Nobody wants to go to that.
That's what I was thinking, dude, right?
And like, who wants to do all this to, like, the black dancers? So, like, nah, like, we're good. We are the culture, Joe. We're the culture. So it's just like, but it's still, to your point, it's crazy. I still think it's crazy. And I mean, it's the South.
Right.
They're blue, though.
You know, why are 50-year-old people in Georgia teaching their kids that's some sort of I think that the term I heard we're upholding our tradition or something like that, and it's like,
yeah, but apparently the kids like it though.
What?
Apparently the kids don't mind,
which
disagree.
Is sad.
Think so?
But okay, it's 2021 and it's Georgia. And Georgia just went blue. It's getting more liberal by the day. Okay, First of all. Second of all, I have to imagine that even in Georgia, white girls are dating black guys.
Oh, very much so.
What? We can't go to the prom together? Like, you go to your prom and I'll go to mine? Who am I going to the prom with? Like,
By the way, these are
captain of the
probably
chess
like
team?
deep south. Like, so when you get to like central Georgia, I'm not even trying to like be around there past 8 o'clock or past dark. Like, I'm trying to be on a highway. Like, I'm not trying to be on the back roads because I don't feel like being harassed. I know it's coming. You know how many times I've gone from, and you got to take some of those back roads coming from Atlanta to Savannah. So like, no, like I was not, no. So those are probably the towns that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if we look on it and you read off the towns, I'm like, yep. Those are those towns. And it's probably honestly a town population of 1,200.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all called Lynchtown, Lynchburg, right? I'm sure they're all East Lynchburg and shit like that. Yeah.
Like, I remember somebody, my grandmother, so she used to love the Valdosta onions, right? Oh, bring me some Valdosta onions, because grandma, all right, cool. If I take the back roads going to Gainesville from where I was at, it would be probably another 45 minutes, but it's a nice bike ride, bang. Man, I literally, if I missed a certain time, I'm not going there. And even then I had to, like, I felt the stares, the eyes, like, what you in my town there for, boy? Why you coming to get our damn onions? Like, I'm good. Like, grandma, do I have to go to Valdosta to go get these onions? Can I just like go somewhere that has a label of Valdosta style onions? Like, no, I don't want to keep bringing you onions. May she rest in peace. I wish I could still bring her onions to this day, though. But like, fuck, man,
That's funny.
But anyways, so yeah, that fucking racist. Talking about racist. Oh my God, Joe, the fucking basketball announcer, in the high school. So, he decided, and I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it because I'm gonna get pissed off and I'm gonna snap. So basketball.
Slow down. I haven't seen it. My wife, no. My wife told me all about it and kind of gave me a blow by blow. I just haven't watched it yet. Are we doing this?
Yeah. So I just want y'all to know that, like, I've totally gone off script. So like, y'all, I don't know what y'all are about to get tonight. But this shit, when I heard about this, it definitely threw me. Because especially the way he said he here we go. I don't want to play the video, but the Oklahoma high school basketball announcer who called players who kneeled, and this is coming from Revolt TV. The Oklahoma high school basketball announcer who called players who kneeled during the national anthem niggers has issued an apology and blamed the use of racial slur on his type 1 diabetes, Joe. On his type 1 diabetes. So there's a lot of things that, like,
Can I tell you the joke I made to my wife when she said that?
Of course.
I was like, Rob, you better have a Snickers. Here. You know what happens when your blood sugar goes up?
Yeah.
You get a little racist. What? What are you talking about?
My blood sugar. So that means you do this all the time when your blood sugar goes up? So
what?
So peep, on March 11th, Matt Rowan went on a racist tirade after seeing the girl silently protest racial inequality. Because we're protesting
that pisses somebody off. Yeah.
We're protesting because people hate us because of our color. So let me kneel, and you hide it behind some fucking patriotic shit. Here we go again. Rob is not going to snap. I'm trying not to, Frank. I'm trying not to. We got sponsors, you know what I'm saying? People interested in, you know what I'm saying, bringing CMG to the next level. But I also need them to understand that this is what you get when I'll piss you off shortly, because this is what the roots are, right? When you have Matt Rowan, this racist, this piece of shit racist, and what he said, so you guys understand what he said. He said, they're kneeling, fucking niggers. He said, thinking that his microphone was off. I hope Norman High School gets their ass kicked. Fuck them. I hope they lose. Come on, Midwest City. They're going to kneel like that? Hell no. Hey, Matt Rowan. I wish I was in those stands. Or no, as a matter of fact, because this was a virtual. He was virtually announcing this.
Oh, so he wasn't on site.
No, he wasn't on site, but this was in Oklahoma. So
he's in the comfort of his racist home,
yes.
Feeling pretty good about things.
Super good about things. Super safe. God. And then he continued with, I made inappropriate and racist comments believing that the microphone was off. However, let me state immediately that is no excuse. Such comments should have never been uttered. Shut the fuck up.
Wait a minute. Let me defend this. I should never have said it. Damn straight you didn't. Well, I was hungry. My blood sugar. Well, that's not an excuse. Here's an excuse. I shouldn't have said it.
Point blank period.
What?
And don't blame it on your type 1 diabetes. You know how many fucking type 1 diabetics? Matter of fact, you know how many type 1 diabetics are black? Doesn't mean we're out here being racist.
I was gonna say, yeah, even saying that you're diabetic as an excuse kind of feels like a racist thing to fucking
you know what I'm saying?
say.
Yeah, like I'm diabetic. Like
I'm
I know
anemic.
so many like you know what I'm saying? Like my blood sugar's low. Time to be racist. What time is it, Joe?
Man.
Well, my blood sugar's low. Time to call someone. Like,
what are other predominantly like black diseases? Because I'd like to see him blame some of those other things.
Not haven't had like a bad fucking Jared. Where sometimes you feel like a racist, sometimes you don't.
Oh,
like,
boy.
I'm gonna start blaming all this shit on like whenever I start like going off on people. Sorry, it was my gout. I'm sorry.
I love that. You know, so here's the funny thing, right? And Frank nails it here. So he's not a racist when the mic is on. Man, it is, wait, Jared, one more time. Double your pleasure. Double your fun. Get rid of racism with Doublemint gum. Brilliant. Here's a couple of thoughts here. If you're going to get into sports broadcasting, and I've had this conversation, obviously I'm a broadcasting instructor when I'm not broadcasting. And one of the things I tell my sports guys who I find to be, you know, maybe on the right, I say things like, you know, 70% of the NFL is black athletes and 135% of the NBA is black guys. If you're like an anti-black radio or TV personality, I don't know who the fuck you're going to be interviewing.
Yeah, nobody.
Or where you think your career's going to progress. Like, that's, you know, you
got to be able to entertain people and get those interviews. And if you can't get those interviews, what are you going to do?
If you don't recognize social injustice as an issue, again, that should not be bipartisan. Nobody should be like, bullshit, man. Social inequality. Fuck that. You want not social? What are you like? I don't understand that line of thinking. And again, it's one of those things where I think people feel like their viewpoint or their way of life is being attacked and they get all like, no, bullshit. And you're like, again, Michael Che, there's really funny stand-up about it where he's like, we're just asking for civil rights. Civil, not even equal. We can't even, like, you can have an opinion where you're like, I think everybody should be treated as equals. And someone else is like, nah. That's his bit. I don't mean to jack Michael Che bit, but it's so true, dude, where like, how in 2021 are there people that are like, Black Lives Matters bullshit?
But what's
wake up, dude, and get a pulse of the country.
So that was one of the arguments also with Speaking It Real, right? And I was saying I was using Kaepernick as an example. They were, you know what I mean, they were saying that, we're talking about cancel culture and how cancel culture gets affected. You know what I mean? How they're like, we hate cancel culture and they don't do cancel culture. Remember when the whole conservatives wanted to cancel Nike for supporting Kaepernick and they wanted to burn all their dad's shoes. And then they actually canceled Kaepernick and they're like, no, we didn't cancel Kaepernick. Nobody. I said, you guys hated him because he kneeled and literally made it.
He hasn't played in a game since.
We didn't play cancel culture.
The ultimate cancel culture, dude. He literally has never played football again.
And you know what?
He was in the Super Bowl the year before.
And they were like, well, he just was a shitty player. Okay, cool. I don't agree. You know what I mean? I don't say that Kaepernick was the best, but he was in a Super Bowl before. He knows how to fucking play. If he has the money and the team behind him, the fucker can do something. So don't use the fact that he wore pig socks as an excuse. He wore those after the fact, after the shit happens, and after you guys still tried to fucking shut him out because of that shit. So it's like, miss me with the bullshit. So like if we're talking racism and all this other bullshit, like that's why. This is why people are kneeling. This is why people don't give a damn about what the fuck you have to say, because at the end of the day, young high school girls are being called niggers because of the color of their skin, and your excuses because they kneeled over some patriotic bullshit. Guess what, motherfucker? They were born in the same goddamn country you were, you stupid asshole. But if that was one of my daughters, he would have to answer to me. I don't want to hear that bullshit fucking apology. Bring you and your type 1 diabetic ass, and I want you to repeat that shit in front of me to my daughter's face and see where the fuck that lands you. I promise you'll be worse than you'll be more than a type 1 diabetic.
That's funny. Here's what I would like to see just once from one of these people. Yeah, I said it. So what?
Joe, you looking for somebody to die. You looking for somebody to fucking die.
So the reason why those racist words came out of my mouth is I actually harbor animosity towards African Americans. Didn't know the hot mic was on. You could imagine my embarrassment. Anyway, are we good? That would be my apology. That's how I would have apologized.
Joe.
You know, if there's one thing they say about me, good old Matt, whatever his name is, it's a real racist son of a bitch. And you guys saw it in living color. I regret nothing.
How long do you... Well, you know what? Unfortunately, he would thrive somewhere. And he's going to thrive somewhere. And he's thriving somewhere. I'm sure somebody probably cashed out some shit. He has a GoFundMe somewhere to get him a job because, of course, they cut all ties with him. But, like... eventually he's going to get to the point, and honestly I think it's already starting to. He's going to find a job where he can spew that hatred shit, and we just won't know about it because nobody's going to go listen to it. And you're just going to
either be on Newsmax or Breitbart, one or the other.
Oh, so those are the new parlors or whatever.
Yeah, that's where you can go and get paid to be racist.
Oh, I wonder if it works on all aspects. Can I go be racist to racist? What's up, Shan? So yeah. But anyway, so fuck you, Matt Rowan. And if I ever see you in public, I would love to see you in the bathroom and share mint with you.
See, now here's what I hope doesn't happen. But as you said, mints probably will, right? This guy should never work again. Just should never work again.
Never again.
I'll say this as a broadcaster. You have to assume the microphone is always live. So not only is this guy a racist, not really professional.
Nah.
I wouldn't hire that person. I believe in second chances, but this guy's like off the charts incompetent.
And like, imagine if you hire somebody, like imagine you working at a company or even at Fox News. And like they hire him as a sports analyst. You want me to sit next to him?
Well, sure. But also too, hey, how about if you feel that way about the black team, you're probably not calling the game too well, right?
Nope.
I mean, again, so like this guy sucks on even if you could get over the racism somehow, Rob, he's still a really shitty broadcaster, I guess is my other point. In my white privileged world, I'm looking at it from another angle. Not only is he a fucking racist,
he just sucks.
A bad broadcaster.
That's crazy.
Get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. I'm all set with that guy. My other thought too is, listen, white people. Look at me for a minute, white people. Just be racist at home. Stop going up to black people in public and being racist. It's not how racism works. The kind we like to have, or that it's okay to have. It's that kind of racism where it's just at your house.
Yeah, just do it at your house.
Stop going up to the gardener and asking for his papers. Stop assuming the black delivery guy is there to fucking rob your house. Yeah. Stop. God. It's white people again. This is just for you. Not your country. Everybody's.
Especially when you stole it.
Damn it. Yes. True story. You know I'm a descendant of Christopher Columbus.
Yes.
Okay. I agree that Christopher Columbus statue should come down. Okay. Christopher Columbus, as we were taught as children, was a famous explorer. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That's not true. Christopher Columbus, first of all, didn't discover jack shit. Actually thought he was in India. He didn't even know he had found something new. Christopher Columbus, again, is not.
He was to find gold, wasn't it?
Yes, he was not a cartographer. He wasn't there like charting the seven seas. He wasn't looking for the new. He thought he could find a better route to China, and couldn't have been more fucking wrong about it. Because what his job actually was is he was a marauder. And I hate to say this, but for the people who read his diaries are like, he was a real bastard. He was really good at being a marauder, dude. Like, that was his job. Smallpox blanket. He invented that shit. You know, raping and pillaging. I know that's not cool. That's what he did. That's what they hired him to do. And we can't wrap our 2021 minds around that. Like, that guy's a real bastard. Well, the king and queen of Spain paid him to do it. So what does that make those people? Why do we forgive that shit? No one's like, well, you know, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella shouldn't have financed this trip to the New World to kill all and destroy those people. And eventually we just took all the land from all of those wonderful people. Who, as it turns out, were there a lot longer than we were. We're much more developed than Europeans, Asians, and Africans. We just found that out like 2 years ago.
Jeez. Stupid.
Yeah. People, we got to this country. We're like, look at these backward ass fucking dummies.
And way progressive,
dude,
way more far along.
So much more advanced than we were. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was like a huge step backwards for humanity.
Fuck.
And we've been moonwalking ever since, Rob. We're just moving backwards. Dude.
And then had the audacity to go steal black people, African people. Hey, everybody say hey, happy birthday to the birthday girl. Happy birthday to the birthday girl.
Happy birthday. That's really lovely, Rob. I'm glad that you and your mom are cool like that.
Yo, that's my ace. So, like, I tell you this. So, in my mind, and I fucked this up multiple times. One time because I thought I was doing what was right. And as I get older and I'm like decompressing a lot of shit, right? Like, I understand now that like the next person that I marry they don't have to be better than my mom. They just have to support me the way my mom has supported me my whole life. Right, wrong, and different. There's been times where she's called me the dumbest motherfucker in the world and meant it, but she never gave up on me. There's plenty of people in this world that have fucking given up on me. Family, friends,
wives.
You name it. Wives.
The military.
The military. Yeah. No, dead ass. Dead fucking ass. has never given up on me.
Yeah.
I know tried and true that like she will give me her last to see, you know what I'm saying, to see me succeed. So to me, that's all I can ever ask. So like whenever I know that, like, to me, I'm like, yeah, when I know that I'm really ready to be married and give my all to somebody is when they literally treat me the same way my mother does, right? And I say that like maybe stop helping Joe. But like, so my thing is, yeah, so she Kirk Franklin Christian, but like, so but my mom's never judged me, right? She's never judged me. She's called me on my shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been that. She'll definitely straighten me out. So funny story, right? I like telling the story. So I was in the military, Fort Drum, New York, 4.5 hour drive, right? And it's always snowing. Whenever you go up there, it's always fucking snowing, right? So I remember I called her one weekend. I want to come home. I want to come home. And she was like, all right, bet I'm gonna come get you. It's snowing too, right? So in the meanwhile, me and my boys are at my apartment. We all drinking, smoking, you know, having a good old, not smoking, but you know what I mean? That's when we had an apartment. You could smoke. We was chain smoke Newports and Black and Mountains and that motherfucker playing Call of Duty and shit like that. So we getting fucked up. I'm waiting for my mom to come, right? And she's like, we on our way. You know, she's doing the normal check-ins or whatever. And so during some point, I've convinced these dudes to come down to Connecticut for the weekend. And it's not the fact like my mom would have been pissed that like I got a bunch of people coming over. Well, she would have been mad that I didn't tell her and she would have cleaned up the house, but nobody gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Our house was always clean. Like, but my mom was always like, yo, clean this shit up, right? She always wanted to give a good presentation, but she wouldn't have cared because our house was always, we always had people over our house, right? Growing up. So it wasn't the fact that I had people coming over. It was the fact that I was like, hey, Ma, I know where you're at, but we jumping in the car and they taking me down there. Don't worry about coming getting me. My mom's like 3 hours into a 4-hour drive. Cynthia ain't having that shit. You know, she get on the phone. What? You mother, I didn't drove all the way out here wasting my goddamn gas. You did. And in my mind, like, no, my boys is ready to go now. If we wait 45 minutes, they not gonna be trying to go nowhere. We gonna be too fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like I got them motivated to go now, so we gotta go now. We gotta. Yo, my mom banged on me. When I say bang, like, you know, back when the phones could clap, bang on me. Wow. I'm calling back. She ain't answering. Ain't answering. She finally picked up, and she was like, "When you get to Connecticut, don't pull up in my motherfucking driveway." I'm like, Ma, stop playing. No, don't talk to me. I don't want to hear. I'm like, Ma, all right, bet. We'll be there in the morning. Because at this point, I'm like, yo, she mad at me. We could just take our time. We pulled up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, Joe. She snapped. I told you not to pull up in my motherfucking driveway. Swinging. She said, I'm going upstairs to your daddy room. Or to your daddy. I said, oh I was like, yo, nah, everybody in the car. They was like, yo, what you? I said, no. So, but that's my motherfucking ace. That's my motherfucking right hand. That I don't give a damn what it is. So, like, happy birthday to the queen again. Happy birthday, my dukes. Like, there's so many stories that come along with, just like for me being a knucklehead. To me getting in a fight and her jumping on my shoulders, saying, if y'all taking him, like, oh man, like that's the real one. That's the real one. When I feel like it hurts. It hurts when I hear like people be like, man, I don't have a good relationship with my mother, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, damn. And what's crazy is like people would be like, you would think that like me and my mom was, well, whenever I was up for like during the weekends and stuff, because I live with my aunt for a time, you know, growing up, but I was always like in the weekends, I was with my mom, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But so whenever the weekends, like I was inseparable from my mom. Like you couldn't separate me just because I wanted to be around, you know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted all those times that I could, and that was the thing, like even when I got in trouble, when I got kicked out at 17, my mom was like, nope, I don't care what's going on. We might be having a crazy household going on right now, because at the time it was just convenient and it was the best situation for me at the time, right? To me, just stay with my aunt. But I got kicked out at the time. And nothing bad against her, right? Because I was wilding. But anyways, my mom was like, nah, I'm not letting you go out in this world. Like, you might not be set up, but you always gotta have a roof over your head, this, that, and a third. And there was times where and I definitely not hate myself, but like I know, like, if anybody said, and this part's gonna be hard, because like, so
Oh, come on, dude. It's all good.
nah, it's tough. So like, if anybody said like my mom doesn't love her kids, that's the biggest fucking lie, because there was mad times where my ignorant ass, damn, and this is hard, where my ignorant ass, she put herself in between me and her husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, and understanding that shit now, and that love, like that deep love that they had, like that's deep. You know what I'm saying? For her to like at times put her marriage in like jeopardy for me and my ignorance. So like in my eyes, when somebody has that kind of like, when they have that kind of love for you, you could never, like, I owe my mom the world. Shit. Whew. So you know what I mean? So that shit is deep. And that's like some of the shit that like I learned unpacking now, and like I would to the end of this world for my mother. So like it hurts when like I hear people, and I understand that like everybody doesn't get that relationship with their parents. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's their father, like for me, my dad passed away in 2012. I was ignorant as fuck with him, like ignorant as hell, because I was going through like he wasn't my biological father, but like that motherfucker was a fucking father, right? So in my eyes, I wanted him to be, you know what I mean, like the take you to the park all the time, and was happy go lucky and so active. In my mind, I don't see how like, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I didn't see how like juggling 5 kids, you know what I'm saying, and the whole family and so many things at that time. I didn't know about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know about the fucking recessions and shit like at that time, you know what I'm saying, going on. I didn't know about it. By that time I was like in the military and shit like that. But anyways, just growing up and understanding that. But now you know that you understand that shit now. I'm like, man, fuck. I expected him way more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expected way more out of him than I don't think anybody could give. And he exceeded that shit. So you just like, that shit just hit, man. So now, excuse me, man. I gotta breathe. So
no, that's good,
but,
man. Get it out.
So
Get it
now,
out.
like, I don't know, man. So now it's like, yeah, fuck it, yo. My mother's number one. Like, fuck out of here. Like, I don't care. Like, yeah. So they have to, once again, getting back on track. They have to meet me with that same energy. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not, and now I'm learning to, especially in the relationship I'm in now, I can't expect somebody to be there quite yet. You know what I'm saying? I can't expect somebody to be there, but eventually, you know what I'm saying? Eventually they get there, and at that point, then yeah. But outside of that, if somebody was to be like, oh, like I know I see these questions all the time, and they be like, you know what I mean, your mother or your wife, psh, you already know where I'm going. You already know where I'm going. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And but that's within reason. Because I know my mom's never gonna steer me in a direction that's, you know what I mean, gonna put me just out. You know what I'm saying? She will call me more on my shit in a relationship than she'll call the person I'm with on their shit. And that's because she, you know what I'm saying, she cares more about that. You know what I'm saying? So so I'm glad to have been blessed with a mother that's not gonna steer me wrong, and you know what I mean. I accept, you know what I mean, and that's one of the biggest things. Like I accept, like even now, I'm glad I never was one of those judgmental kids that like judge their parents or whatever they did when they grew up and shit like that. Like, nah, I would never, because I know who I am. Don't even put that up there, Joe.
Come on. You want me to read it?
No,
read
man. Stop,
you ain't gonna
Joe.
be able to get
Stop.
through it.
Relax.
I'll
bro.
read it.
Relax.
You sure?
Yeah, I read it.
It's all right to cry. It's all right to get some emotion out. Your mama loves you.
I know.
It's a special bond. I wish my mom was like that.
Yo, you know, she we about to get off of this, but she drove all the way, snowstorm, just to make sure she was there when I landed, when I came back from Afghanistan. Her and my fucking sister, yo. Gone. Them two, yo. Them two, like, crazy.
I love that. You guys are awesome. That's a real love right there, man. That's, you know, it's funny. As I'm shooting through the comments, I see a lot of Rob family here tonight. And my buddy Jared Jones, strong and sensitive are not mutually exclusive. I can't agree with that anymore, sir. You know, Jared and I were just having that conversation yesterday. About number one, you know, what is family? I mean, you know, my wife adopted my daughters. They don't even know their mother. What is biological? I don't even know what that bullshit means. I mean, family is the people that love you, and the people that are there for you, and the people that put you before them. And whoever that is your mom and your dad. You know, whoever that is are your brothers and your sisters. I've never been one for blood relations. I don't know that necessarily ties me to shit. You know, you can only give so much in a relationship, I think. You know me, Rob. I mean, I surround myself with people who I love and people who I look out for, that again aren't blood related, but that's not what, I don't think that's what family is. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all related technically. So, you know, I mean, it's fucking 6 of one, half dozen of the other at the end of the day. You know, if you subscribe to that theory, or even if you're one of them Christians, right? We're all supposed to be brothers and sisters. Again, I think the people that are in your sphere that really got your back, that love you and want to see it through for you, those are you got to be your number ones.
Facts.
You know?
Well, oh yeah, my family is definitely my number one, and I'm glad that we've grown into the family that we've definitely grown into. And I think I shared this a couple podcasts ago, like, especially with my siblings, we were like, yeah, we don't want to be that family that like tears apart and then like see what we seen, you know, growing up with our own. Why do that? Yeah. Oh Jesus, we don't want to be, you know what I mean? We don't want to be our family members that like that kind of like how we saw growing up, and you know, the only way that we could kind of see like that being the new Stitch was actually being that glue. And now we've seen how our connections have definitely rebonded those things. So it's been dope, and I appreciate them. So anyways, I think it's a good time to go ahead and pay some bills. We have a new exclusive from one of our lovely lovely guy himself, Joe, and his new podcast ventures. So we'll play an ad for that. And oh, you gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Wait a minute.
Triple ball call.
Yeah, it's coming. Buy me a second.
All right, we'll go with. Can we go with baseball with the Bard first? Since we're
Yes.
getting into baseball season.
You know what? That's a really great idea. Let's do
Perfect.
that. Yes, sir.
Looking for a casual baseball podcast to listen to? Well, Baseball with the Bard, presented by Clovercrest Media, has just what you're looking for. Tyler Bard and Noah Cross cover a wide range of happenings in the MLB and then dive into a deep focus on the Red Sox and Yankees. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for your weekly dose of Baseball with the Bard.
I can't afford Jace, Jaron. I can't afford Jace. Jace is getting pricey. He's becoming the Rick Rubin of podcasts. I'm telling you. I need to get on his level. But yeah, go Yard Goats. You saw the Yard Goats? Yeah, go Yard Goats. Anybody that doesn't know, Yard Goats is Connecticut's Hartford Yard Goats.
That baseball park, by the way, is dynamite.
Dunkin' Donut Stadium.
Yeah, right there in downtown Hartford. Anybody who hasn't been, boy, I wasn't crazy about it being in downtown Hartford, you know.
Why is that, Joe? Were you scared?
No. It's
right at the beginning of North End. Okay,
No,
it's right at the beginning.
It's not. I used to go to hot yoga right across the street from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the shady warehouses.
Yeah, when I was a basic bitch, I used to go to yoga right over there, Bikram yoga. Yeah, no, I was, you know what it is? The parking. Okay. I thought, what a shit show that's going to be. I love Hartford. I'm a big Hartford guy. But yeah, I was concerned about, just concerned about the parking and then the dimensions of the field. I wasn't sure if that was going to be good enough. But yeah, I went to a couple games, not last year before. And I was absolutely blown away.
Yard Goats. I'll ask if I can donate a promo. What kind of donate a promo? That's interesting. Oh, a promo. Oh, because they're season. Oh, I don't know if they want to put that out, but I know season ticket holders. I think they're still season ticket holders. I don't know if that comes in their package. But yeah. Cute white guy like Joe walking down the street by himself in the middle of Hartford. Yo, with the hair. I can't wait. Oh, we gotta. Can we pimp Joe out? We should do that as a segment of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. Pimp Joe out. Come on, you can't put Dear Mama up as I'm talking about pimping you out, Joe.
Yeah, wow, sorry.
Oh, and back to the ignorant shenanigans. Oh man, that's hilarious. So, what's on the docket now? Oh, so I wonder. Since we're talking about like Yard Goats, I want to look. I wonder if like baseball cards, if they have any NFT baseball cards. Have you heard of like the NFT stuff? The non-fungible tokens and digital art and
how much is this like the Bitcoin? Is that what we're talking about here? Is this like a virtual?
So yeah, so
it's not real money, but you can buy stuff with it.
Yeah, it's not physical. It's not physical currency, but yeah, so you use it. So it's a lot of it is going through Ethereum, which is another Coinbase currency. So you can trade whatever the going rate of Ethereum is.
And that's actual how you pay. Cash value.
Yeah, for cash.
So wait, this imaginary, fake currency actually has a real currency. Why don't we just use a fucking real one?
So it's more discreet. It's using blockchain, whichever it's safer. You know, it's supposed. You know what I mean? It's the way this has been explained to me, and I am nowhere close to a crypto and blockchain professional or whatever. I'm still learning and trying to get used to this and understanding this whole crypto space, right? So it's like if you have a document, if you have a digital document, or here, we'll start with currency, right? With cryptocurrency. Just like with any currency, like the dollar, there's an exchange rate. So whatever the exchange of, like right now, Bitcoin is like 50 something, like 56,000 a Bitcoin. So yeah, 55,770. So okay, yeah, so $56,000 a Bitcoin. So if you were to buy a whole Bitcoin, which is not physical, you can't touch this Bitcoin, you can see it, but you know, in your digital wallet, right? If you had $56,000, you could buy one whole Bitcoin, right? That you would have one Bitcoin worth, right? Now, Ethereum is the same thing. The going rate for Ethereum right now is like 1,700, I think. Anyways, yeah, 1,700, right? See, I do my research a little bit. So 1,700, well, about 1,800, really, if you want to round up. 1,800. So that's how it equates to the US dollar. So anyways, so when we see in the news that somebody bought like $6 million worth of, a digital art piece, they just paid the value of Ethereum versus, when you convert it to the dollar, or whatever that math is, right? So now with, excuse me, what NFT is. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So that's just saying, hey, this is a non-fungible asset that you're exchanging, whatever currency for this. And then you can trade it that way. It's supposed to be secure. The way you get it, I send it with a very secure set of information that only you have the key code access to. That's very high-tech, discreet, and you can unlock it, right? So now what people are doing in digital art space, and also you see with artists like musicians and stuff like that. Sorry, like I have no water up here, and y'all got me up here like crying and getting all of my feelings. So you have to deal with this congestion for like the rest of the episode. But anyways, so you get into the digital art space, and so then you can sell it. So pretty much it's now becoming like pretty much the creators are being like cutting the middleman, and you're able to directly get paid in a digital space for your digital art. So there's a guy named Beeple that has been doing for like 500 or like 5,000 days of art, or 500 days, one of those 5 numbers of art. I think it's 5,000. But anyways, he's consecutive days of art. And he sold it for like $6 billion, not $6 billion, $6 million. Here we go. Here's art. $69 million. And this is I meant to open this, and I hate that they do this when I have to go into a incognito window, because I've used all my my one read from New York Times. So here we go. So Beeple, he sold for $69 million a piece of artwork that was the first 5,000 days. So it's pretty much 5,000 days of his artwork, his like him getting into the digital art space. And my thing is like, everybody's saying, so pretty much he made a collage out of all his pieces of work that he's done in 5,000 days. And that thing sold for $69 million in the digital space. My thing is cool. Now I have it in a digital format, but if there's can be copies and stuff like that. So pretty much you're paying for the originality, right? I'm not knocking this guy for getting $69 million, because I know that there's paintings, actual physical paintings, but that's the thing. I can hold this painting, and you know what I'm saying? How am I displaying instead of putting a thumb drive? Like now I have a $68 million thumb drive with a bunch of paintings on it that are original. But I'm not knocking. I guess this is what the trend is going, and I'm never going to knock the trend. It's just something that I'm still trying to understand, and I just wanted to bring it up because I like to bring it up, and maybe between the comments, maybe between us talking, hell, we might be able to figure out a way that we can get into the damn market. We might be able to do some exclusive "I'll piss you off shortly" merch, or some "I'll piss you off shortly" segments or something. But that's the dope part about it, though, is now right. So now if people, whoever buys, so say you bought it for the person that bought it for $69 million, he can now sell it. So as the need of it once, right, the price of it goes, I mean the price as the need once it goes, Jesus. As people want it more, right? That demand goes up for it, that price goes up. So now you're able to sell it and say, hey, for 73 million, I'll give you the rights or the access code to this digital piece of art. But now when you look into the creative aspect, right, you're now looking at musicians that are releasing NFT like albums or unreleased songs, which is cool because as those things get resold, the resale value, they're still getting a cut in commissions as a creator. So they're still getting paid, which is the dope aspect of it. So I don't know. It's an interesting space. I'm definitely interested in seeing where it goes. I heard that one of the musician, Azalea Banks, she sold an audio recording of her sex tape. She sold it for like $17 or $18,000, and then it resold for like $260 million.
Not for nothing, but an audio sex tape. I mean, unless I'm fucking blind, is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. I would not pay for an audio sex tape.
Yeah, me neither. And that's the thing. Like, what's up, JT? Good night, everyone. Gotta get that flight in the AM. Hey, love you, Mom. Be safe. Be safe. She going out to Hotlanta.
It sounds like the family wants me in, Rob. That's what I'm hearing.
You're welcome. I'm telling you. So, like 4th of July, usually we do it at my house, but depending on certain circumstances, we point blank period, my family's doing it 4th of July. I don't know whether I'm hosting it or wherever, but you're invited, Joe. Or wherever we do another party, because I know you'd be doing 4th of July at your house. You got a whole pool and all that other shit.
I know.
But yeah, you're invited to the cookout, Joe.
I look forward. I like that. The cookout.
You invited to the cookout. But yeah. So, damn, where are we at? We're at a $140. Just gonna invite folks out. See, there we go. See, there we go. See. If I would rather go with that. I would rather go with that plan, but we'll get on that later. I'll hit you up later in the group chat. But I got that deep voice if anyone is looking for some $1 million audios. Jerry, I'm telling you, that might be like the new OnlyFans type deal. If you make like your own persona and shit like that, all it is if you can get like a build or there's got to be something. We got to think of something and then just start NFT and some shit. Like maybe if we start like interviewing, maybe we should do like interviews with racists and then NFT that shit. And then I'm sure people are like, and then you release certain, even if we sell 100 copies at $100, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. And I think that's what a lot of people forget about in like the business mindset, right? Like, everybody's trying to hit these like big numbers and trying to be, no, man, I would rather sell organically or even independently. Let me go ahead and off 100 something of, you know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me. Let me go ahead and off 100 copies at $100 instead of having to off 100 copies at $10 and only get cut $1. Make sure their sugar is low before they come on. Straight water, no nothing. You gotta just drink water for a whole day. That's it. Flush your whole system out. That's crazy. Fucking I wish I would meet a racist and they'd be like, hold on, sorry, my sugar's low. Wear they ass out. But anyways, you watch the Grammys, Joe?
I didn't. It's been a while since I watched the Grammys. I mean, I follow what happens, and so I make sure I hear what's going on. But no, I didn't per se. No is the answer.
Okay, bet. I didn't either.
Good.
I just saw some of like I didn't watch it thoroughly. I woke up in time to see, because I didn't see J and B there first, because I was like, J and B aren't going to the Grammys. They hate the Grammys. We hate the Grammys, right? Because the Grammys have been hating on the culture for a long time, right? They've snubbed us for a lot of wins and all that. We're not going to get that far in depth to this. But I will say that, like, I wasn't expecting Jay-Z and Beyonce to show up. But then I woke up just in time to see, like, Megan, Jesus. Ooh, wow. Meg the Stallion and B accept their speech for, what's their song? Savage Remix, right? So I was like, holy shit. B is there, Jay is there. Come to find out, Beyonce won like mad Grammys. Shout out to Blue Ivy, the second youngest person to win a Grammy ever, for their song Brown Skin Girl. I'm not sure if Jay, I don't know if Jay won any Grammys this year, but of course he was there. And so anyways, I'm like a whole Avenger anyways, and I'm always gonna support Queen Bee. Like we're Jay-Z and Beyonce family. So yeah, we're the Carters. Like we're subsets of the Carters. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, But anyways, so I'm always going to support that. So it's interesting, right? So here I am not watching the Grammys, but seeing that, and then I turn that off. And of course, I wake up in the morning, turn on Fox News. Well, some things I like to do, and of course, we see our boy Tucker Carlson and our girl Candice Owens. What are they doing? Talking about their DAP, their dry ass politics, and how bad the song WAP has been shouldn't have won any kind of Grammys, and it's been so hyped in culture, and society's horrible for letting a song like WAP and people like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing the clip. I'm not playing the clip because I no longer wish to have her voice or her face on my show. But I just did want to point out that her arrogant ass decided to come on and just, pretty much give us all the reasons why, like, her baby. You know what? Let me not bring her baby into this. See, there me go talking that shit again. And I talk that shit because I know I could beat her husband's ass. Like, if he would have had to see me because of the thing I was just about to say, my money would be on me beating his ass. But anyways, I'm not going to say that because people would say that you shouldn't bring people's babies into this. But anyways, I think that's fiance. But anyways, so you know what I'm saying? But with a mouth like this, you have to be ready to fight. You have to be ready to fight, Joe. Like, I'm sorry. But anyways, so here she goes, talking about like, oh, so that's all I mean. I really didn't even want to get too deep into it, but I was just so intrigued on how they hate, like, Fox News has nothing to talk about. They must be literally dead and like looking for anything to talk about for them to literally have to bring Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. The Hive is here. That's what I'm talking about. Like, to bring Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B up just because, like, face it, go ahead, Joe.
Well, you know exactly what it is, right? It's black women that are over sexualized and ruining the mainstream white culture. That's ultimately what Fox News is suggesting here. Am I right? Mm-hmm. And again, for we've talked to some conservative women about things like WAP and some of this other stuff, and the idea that it's women being empowered about their sexuality as opposed to having it exploited. And I mean, again, you could be outraged about anything at this point. And, if your counter argument to Dr. Seuss's foundation, ceasing to print 6 books, and you're like, but what about WAP? What? Like, those things don't have anything to do with one another. We're not getting Dr. Seuss because it's like, it's some horrible thing for our culture, right? That's not why. It's not even happening technically. They're just like, we're not going to print this anymore. We're kind of done with it.
And
big difference.
And I'm glad that Devonna put it up there. Stop policing black bodies. Because guess what? When it was Britney Spears, when it was Madonna, when it was all these white women, it was all glorified.
Yes.
It was all. Yes. So it's just like, come on, Candice Owens. You hate your own skin tone. You hate your own skin color. So it's just like, there we go. If you got to be a hoe, be paid hoe. And in the words of the great Charlemagne the God, if you're gonna be a hoe, be a paid hoe. Perfectly said. And there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. I have no shame in. I was taught to respectfully admire women's bodies. Cool. And it's not even that. It's a performance at this point. If you're looking at this and looking at somebody's body, I saw the perfect thing that was like the guys. Are you familiar with Jet Magazine?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
I don't subscribe to it. I know what it is.
So I saw a perfect meme that said, guys who are complaining about Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion's WAP are the same guys that got caught looking at Beauty of the Week, Jet's Beauty of the Week with lotion in their hand. I said, hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. I said, that's so true. I said, those same, yeah. So all those, anybody that doesn't get it, all those middle-aged white guys that had to hide the Jet Beauty of the Week and go tuck off to, because they're scared of liking brown skin.
Yeah, I mean, right? That's what it is. That's what it is, and it's okay.
Ain't nothing wrong to twerk, son. You know, I guess I'm so, since we're on like kind of this kind of like culture, right? Well, not even culture, but like I guess in my culture, we're used to this as far as like expression through dance and, you know, using your body through dance. Hell, I grew up, well, you grew up in the 90s too, but I grew up in the 90s where we was on parties. I'll tell you right now, right? So it was somebody's sweet 16 about 16 years ago, right? Exactly 16 years ago, or 15, 16 years ago, right? And at this party, there were pictures that came out. And they were, you know, they were sending the pictures in the chat and saying, yo, and a lot of these pictures came up of me. And I'll tell you right now, if some of these pictures got out, I would probably be canceled, Joe, because I'm from the freak grind, bump and grind. Like we dancing doing the hump. You know what I'm saying? Like these pictures were showing. And it's not like one girl, it's not two girls. It was a handful, Joe. I was a little whore on the dance floor. But they don't I don't think like I think Gen Z wouldn't understand those times because it came with respect too, though. You know what I'm saying? Because even in the pictures, you can see everybody's enjoying themselves. It was all respectful. It might look like some nasty, raunchy shit. It was nasty and raunchy. Like we had no business doing those dances at the ages that we were doing. I'll show you. Matter of fact, we can NFT. I should put that in like a bundle and NFT that shit. Like yeah, like that should be like an NFT capsule. I'll put you up if y'all want to see that. Ooh, that's a good NFT capsule. And then they can spread it around and they can pay for it. Ooh, I found my first NFT capsule of me in these pictures and me dancing.
I like
that
it.
I wish that I'd never get out.
Yeah.
Jeez. Somebody has them. And if somebody was smart, they would know who to contact and bribe them to, or, you know, hand them a nice. It sounds like you were. No, I definitely was not assaulted. I like the joke. But I definitely wasn't. You're from the age of scrub the ground, pop, lock, and drop. Yeah, super. Yeah, that's the era. So if you didn't want to pay for my NFT fees, which is going to be high, there's somebody that you can reach and probably pay them. Yeah, the Crybaby. Like, yeah, like look up those, like the real Crybaby, and not Meg the Stallion's Crybaby dance, like the real Crybaby. Like, yeah, like I'm from the era of like where we made YouTube, like when YouTube first came
dance on. The Crybaby, how does that go? Is that like
you wish, Joe?
I don't know.
You wish.
If somebody was like dance the Crybaby, I'd be like, I
want to see Joe do the Crybaby.
I don't know.
That would be hilarious. I gotta find a video and send it to you. Not of me doing the Crybaby, but of what the Crybaby is. But yeah. Let's see here. Where are we at? I don't even know where we're at in this. Since we're talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, I wanted to harp on before we get out of here. Two more things. We missed a whole nother thing. We were going to talk about cops today, but my mother became more important. So like, fuck those cops. In a good way. And when I say fuck those cops, like fuck the cop stories.
Like in a cool way.
I'm not giving them effort today. Like my mother got mad effort and it's her birthday, so she deserves it. And I would never trade it for a world. So like, yeah, we'll talk about those cops another day. But on the lighter side of things, culture sell-off. I was talking about that. After amazing business deals from like Jay-Z, selling Tidal to Square Inc. and like Swiss Beats, and Dr. Dre finally offing, well, not even offing, but selling Versus over to Thriller, and then also holding equity and, you know, seats in those, you know, positions in those seats. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, I should say that a lot of people in our culture in the Black community were like trying to like insinuate that like we were selling out and selling ourselves short and not being able to have our own, which it hurt to hurt to realize that like maybe the Black community is really not having a full understanding, and it's our job to now educate and help build this knowledge of how like businesses work. And like I think we expect too much from those in higher positions and not understanding what exactly help from them actually entails. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody wants to sit there and say, hey, Jay-Z, he's not looking out for his artists. He's not he sold Tidal. Well, first and foremost, Tidal was never a Black owned business, right? Like Jay-Z bought Tidal to make it something for the artists and not just Black artists, right? So like a lot of his artists, I think all the artists were like from Rock Nation, but everybody just assumes that Rock Nation just has Black and hip hop artists. No, like he gave them all part deals into the, partnerships in those deals, gave them seats. And then of course he built Tidal up to what it is. And then as a good businessman, when they returned, when that shit was hot, before shit died down, he sold it and made a different partnership, right? So it's taking that equity, flipping it, selling it, or doing whatever you do, and keep working that. And now what has he done? He's opened the door. So now him he in part of his equity deal, he's actually sitting at the table at Twitter, or I think like Twitter falls under Square Inc., which also Square the business the card shit and like Cash App. Which definitely I need to write them and see if we can get, because apparently they're giving out money for promos now and sponsorships. See if they mess with us small timers, Cash App. But anyways, so with him doing these deals, like this is bigger than just the cookouts and the backpack giveaways and shit that I think the Black community has just become so accustomed to right now, with Jay on the board and shit like that, and Swiss and Tim, having equity and Triller. Like we can get away from relying on just these all white companies that the Black people are always talking about. We don't have our own. Like you build something, branch off, be able to get other businesses under yourself, and that's how you build an empire. Now you have to fall yourself in line. Like they can't just hold your hand and guide you into everything. So no, you have to make yourself sellable and get into these positions, right? Which now they're going to be there. There's going to be more Black job opportunities. There's going to be more creative opportunities. So like you just got to wait, see how all these things pan out. I think everybody also expects that like all this shit is instantaneous, which is not. It takes a lot of different moves, a lot of different pivots with these kind of business moves, but it's dope just to be able to say that, yo, he's at this space, because there's not that many Black people at that level that have now that voice and have that kind of caliber and that kind of budget and money to fuck with, these billionaires and these big money people. That's the dope part about it, right? So
yep.
I just want to applaud Jay-Z, want to applaud Swiss Beats and Dr. Dre for all that they're doing in the culture. They definitely have made some of the biggest moves in the past year since this pandemic has started. And I thank them, because I'm sure they're going to open up spaces for like small podcasts like me. Like I'll pitch you off shortly to go ahead and just make booming success. And open up super doors.
I've always been a Dr. Dre fan, and I tell you what, dude, that guy just has it all figured out. And I mean, I know he had a medical emergency lately, and I hate to, I haven't even followed up on it. I think he got out of the hospital. Is he all right?
Oh yeah, he's all right. He's out there dating and all that.
Oh yeah, if he hadn't dragged D Barnes down the stairs so many years ago, he's such a good guy. I feel like he'd totally be on the up and up. I feel like they always bring that shit up.
That's and you know what? That's the other thing. Like when we were talking about cancel culture, like people grow. Not to say not, and I'm not condoning that. That was very terrible.
Right.
Very, very wrong. Right. But people grow. Do we not expect people to grow? He was young. Not condoning that once again. But like from this point, I hope we haven't heard anything of that. I mean, other than some allegations from his other wife. And as far as allegations, until things are proven, I'm I need, you know what I'm saying? Like I stay out of that shit because I know what false allegations can do. JT, what's up, brother? A lot of the other people who try to call them out as sellouts for making sound financial moves, they're just haters, man. Exactly, they're haters. And I really hated to see that. There's some other Dre stuff too. Definitely educate me.
Kind of feel like there is.
Yeah,
I love Dr. Dre. I really do, man. It's such a shame. Again,
that's okay. That's what I was confusing with. So yeah, there is more. Okay, Miss Chalet.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there is. Okay, so maybe Dre's can't. Not maybe. Look, as far as cancel, let's talk about cancel culture. Instead of talking about cops, we'll kind of dig into cancel culture, and I promise you, we'll get out of here real quick. As far as cancel culture, I feel like cancel culture is one it's over with. Like cancel culture is truly not cancel culture. I think that cancel culture has really broadened its meaning, right? So when we look at all these situations like Pepe Le Pew, when we look at Potato Head, when we look at not Pepe Le Pew, I just said that. Potato Head, what's the Dr. Seuss?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. So like
it's so ridiculous, I forget.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's getting so blatant because one, it's like I don't remember anybody. We'll start with Dr. Seuss. I don't remember anybody really calling for the cancel of Dr. Seuss. From my understanding, it's Dr. Seuss's people saying, we're just gonna take this shit out because whatever, right?
Right. They're probably the sixth least popular book, and they were not popular because they're shitty books. And there's a lot of racist caricatures in there. Exactly. And so they decided as a capitalist company that they didn't want to sell those books anymore.
So that's not canceled. Nobody canceled them. And guess what? You're still able to, exactly. They didn't cancel Dr. Seuss. You're still able to buy these books on some kind of market. It's not too hard to find. You're just going to have to pay a little premium for them. That's called supply and demand, right? Cool, bet. Pepe Le Pew. We can't say that Pepe Le Pew was canceled because guess what? Nobody called for the cancel of Pepe Le Pew.
Well, he also wasn't. He's not even in the movie.
Exactly. It was a decision by the production company, the people that own the rights, that created the movie, that said, you know what? We don't even want to put this in here, so we're not even going to touch it. Guess what? The media got a hold of it, made a story out of it. And guess what? Everybody took it. And even then, nobody said, hey, we need to cancel Pepe Le Pew. People just said, hey, he was touchy.
Well, listen, good news. Brock Turner got a job. He's going to be starring in the live action Pepe Le Pew story. It's a natural fit. And yeah,
Jesus.
Dude, again, right? This is one of those things where people nobody likes Pepe Le Pew. He's literally nobody's favorite cartoon character. And I mean, again, to be honest, he's a rapey fuck is what he is.
So like, why be butthurt over it? Like,
how could you be right? How could you be pissed off about a fucking cartoon character?
Period. Like,
being left out of a fucking movie that hasn't been made yet.
I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I'm so thing. And
yes,
then
he's a skunk that generally hits on a cat that got covered in black paint and then somehow got a white stripe of more paint up her back. And he thinks she's a skunk. And he tries to rape her. Yeah. Not cool. There's
and
nothing.
I say, oh, it's a handsy skunk. Like,
put it like this, Rob. If I saw a skunk outside of my lawn raping another skunk, I would throw something at the rapey skunk.
But how do you know it's being rapey?
Because the other one's not consenting, Rob. Jesus Christ, have you not heard anything?
I don't speak skunk.
If the other skunk looks like she's not consenting, I'm getting involved. I will stay silent no more.
I just what does a skunk look like when they're not consenting? I was hoping for a reaction.
I would have to imagine, Rob. I would have to imagine the smell's pretty bad.
Oh shit! All right. So how do we? All right, we're not even. I'm not even. getting
Body
into
language,
potatoes.
yes. You
There we
could
go,
just
body
tell.
language.
You could just tell when a skunk is rebuking your advances. You know,
Sure.
if she's like this, she's just not
No.
interested. Guy,
Gotcha.
let her go.
Gotcha. Not today, Mr. Skunk. Not today.
But why would anybody defend the skunk? Who gives that much of a shit that you would care? I don't.
Can we break it
understand
down? Was it really that funny though? Is Looney Tunes really that funny?
I mean, I've never been a Looney Tunes fan.
If
you ask me, I was going to say earlier, who's your favorite Looney Tunes character? But my answer would be none of. They're all stupid.
You know how
I was never a fan of the Looney Tunes.
My mother loved Tweety Bird, and that's the only reason how I knew. And I watched it because I was like, "Oh, my mom likes Tweety Bird," and I watched. I was like, "This is kind of stupid."
I'll tell you how much I hate the Looney Tunes. I did not watch Space Jam 1.
See, I watched Space Jam 1 because of Michael Jordan. When it made me no difference, Michael Jordan. I didn't care if it was the Looney Tunes. It could have been Ren and Stimpy. Probably would have watched it. Michael Jordan. And that's a whole nother group. Ren and Stimpy. Like, the 90s started to, like, okay, so somebody loved Looney Tunes.
That's fine.
You love Tweety too. You love Tweety. You didn't love Looney Tunes. Well, she probably loved Looney Tunes. Anyway.
If you love Tweety Bird, I would have to say you're not a Looney Tunes fan because Tweety Bird to me is I don't know. That's like saying you're the biggest hip hop fan and your favorite performer's Eminem. It's just something about that doesn't ring right to me. Now, Devonna.
Now,
Animaniacs, on the other hand, that was some shit.
That was hilarious.
That was a funny show.
That was hilarious. So
Bugs Bunny. I mean, first of all, Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, right? That whole dynamic.
Yep.
I was never crazy about that. I always thought like Bugs Bunny kind of had it coming. Is that wrong to say? He was such a douchebag. That poor stuttering fucking hunter just out there having a good time, and this rabbit's like sticking his finger in the fucking gun so it explodes in his face. always doing nasty shit to Elmer Fudd, a guy with a stutter. I mean, he's already got enough issues. Why are you fucking with him? Why? Funny. I never felt right about that. Porky Pig is the worst. I can't. First of all, Miss Piggy and Porky Pig. There's something about pigs that I don't trust. I don't know what it is.
Porky.
They look so human, and it fucking creeps me out.
They taste so good. Oh, jeez.
Coyote and Roadrunner. I mean, dude, that was Coyote.
Never funny to me. I was just like, you're dumb.
Well, every episode was the same. It was the Coyote exhibiting all sorts of incompetence, and the Roadrunner. Just once, I wanted to see the Roadrunner like fucking crash into the fucking pretend hole in the mountain underpass.
Just once.
Yeah, again for me, Looney Tunes. There was nothing like particularly funny about it.
Same.
Most of those episodes, it was just on. I don't know.
Oh well, I take you.
We should get rid of Porky Pig. I mean, I think we should. That was my Porky impression right there. Yeah, it's time to maybe get rid of clearly he's got he's a mental case. He's got issues. Yeah,
they're gonna cancel you in a minute, Joe.
Right? I think Porky Pig's a little autistic. I'll be honest. We should stop making fun of him.
No.
Why are we mocking the autistic pig?
Damn, right. Next thing you know, they're gonna be canceling. Once they cancel Oscar, I'm done. Oscar the Grouch, I'm done. Then that's when I no longer.
I think Oscar the Grouch played it right from the beginning.
He hated everybody.
Yeah, just a real miserable prick. You know, you're like, Oscar, you racist? He's like, fuck, no lives matter. You know what I mean?
I could appreciate that better than all lives matter. You know what? I can appreciate it. If I was out there at the rallies and I was like, Black Lives Matter, or somebody was like, you know what? No lives matter. I'm like,
right. Do any lives matter, Rob? And you're like, well, I know that you're saying it.
now that you say
deep,
that,
but yeah.
let's talk. I'll buy you coffee. Let's go have coffee. Like, I'm intrigued now. Like, let's talk. That's funny. Oscar was was homeless who lived in a trash can and hated everything. Yeah, like you can't be mad at Oscar. I think if anything, like that's probably my favorite animated, or not even animated. I think they got rid of him or just introduced a nicer one. I got to see what the nicer one's hitting like. I got to see what the nicer one hitting like.
They moved Oscar into a townhouse at the corner of Sesame Street and Elm.
No, they put him in a plastic.
He's living with a partner now, and like shit's good.
No, they put him in a nice big trash plastic.
He's off the crank or whatever he was doing that led to his homeless plight in the first place.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to check out Oscar the Grouch and see what's going on with Sesame Street. I hope they didn't cancel my guy Oscar. But
wait, how do we get on? That's Sesame Street. We're off the Looney Tunes completely now.
I no, because I was saying Oscar. I said once they cancel Oscar. Look at me doing a Porky Pig impression now.
I like it.
I think they need to get rid of Elmo. All right, you know what, Frank? All right, bye, Frank. Bye, Frank. You why do you want to get rid of Elmo? Oh, you know what? No, so you know what, Frank? I take that back. Yo, so Elmo, there used to be Tickle Me Elmo, and that used to be the nastiest, freakiest doll. And Elmo used to say some. Can we talk about the nasty 90 dolls that said some freaky shit? Elmo,
Rob,
Teletubbies.
Don't touch me there.
Teletubbies. So my
fucking weird doll.
I feel like fucking So you remember the Teletubbies?
Yeah.
My sister had a doll. She had one of them, and it used to say, excuse me, people. Excuse me for saying this. I'm using this as reference. It used to say bag it, but it didn't sound like a B. So you would press it and like we were
I'm sure the older that thing got too, as it started to warp. I
can't remember how. I don't think that like my sister got to keep the doll too much longer, but that was definitely a moment. I remember the Elmo doll, the Tickle Me Elmo doll, like that was kind of like nasty, and Elmo said some nasty things. I don't know, them dolls back then were kind of freaky. Apparently the toy game hasn't gotten any like better. Apparently, I don't know.
Tickle me between my legs. Elmo, I'm not doing that, bro. Stop that shit, man.
Like, I always thought the potty dolls were weird too. Like the potty on my own dolls or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that feels like a very specific play situation, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just holding a doll and it just starts pissing. Like, oh, this is like a real baby. This kind of sucks. Can I just get a doll in a dress that doesn't piss?
Did you ever have those dolls in like health class where you had to take the babies? Don't come for baby alive. But no, the little health class dolls where you got to take it home and like you had to be the parent for like a week or so.
No, but I did get the fucking egg. I did have to take care of an egg for like a week or some shit.
See, I got the baby once, and
that's nice.
So I got the baby, and I had it dressed up in a Tennessee Titans jersey and a headband. I will find the picture somewhere. I'm sure somebody has it. I will find the picture. But yeah,
I broke the egg.
You broke the egg?
Yeah.
You didn't hard boil it?
Nah.
No,
I tried so hard. Do
you remember the name? No.
Yeah, Ed.
Ed the egg.
Ed the egg. His name was Ed Egg.
Were you paired up with somebody?
Yeah, actually, my girlfriend.
Oh, who was your girlfriend at the time?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Don't even remember her name. I just remember that we.
You don't remember that far back?
I have trouble.
As a girlfriend wise, I remember my first girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, that's complicated.
Did you draw it a face? That's a great question, Devonna. The answer is yes, I did. And Ed was a very handsome egg.
Did he have
Yeah.
hair? The girl, his
No,
friend
he was
married.
bald.
Bald.
But I did. We had the egg. I don't remember names.
Smart.
Anyway,
Smart. Man.
Yeah, it's just easier that way.
I wish I was smart.
You know what it is, though? Do you know why? Because being from where I'm from, right? I know a lot of people. My parents still live there, go back there a lot. I play wiffle ball there. There's people are married to people. I'm friends with a lot of people. Sometimes I'm weirdly friends with husbands of ex-girlfriends of mine that I don't even speak to.
Oh.
Never, ever would I be like, Kate, nope, don't even.
No, don't even.
I talk to these husbands, and they know, and I know, and I'm never like, hey, tell your wife, don't even fucking bring it up.
Yeah,
don't even mention it. Don't even mention it.
Oh no, I don't want.
Does it need to be brought up? First of all, I don't care how she's doing. Second of all, she doesn't give a shit if I'm asking for her. So let's cut the bullshit. Yeah,
I'm talking like, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking like elementary type, not like the little school crushes.
Even there, when
you say first girlfriend, yeah. Anyways,
yeah, my sixth grade girlfriend, I wouldn't mention her name either.
Oh no, I'm not mentioning names. No,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right? I'm scared of one of my. So like, I will. So one of me and my like first like girlfriends, like elementary school, super cool to this day. And I'm scared of her. Like she was like one of the girls. Like we became like boyfriend. I don't even think we came like we are. I missed the comment, but anyways,
Frank said his egg got crushed at the car wash.
Oh, jeez. Damn, Frank, you in the car wash. I don't even know what I was saying. I probably shouldn't have been saying it. That's why I got stopped by saying it. No need to rehash.
Yeah, I think that's...
See, that was a good sign. Well, you know what? And
somebody was looking out there.
Cut.
Just drop it, dude.
PR. Good. That's what it is. But
yeah,
anyways,
seriously.
I think this would be good. I wanted to talk about Kirk Franklin and the holy ass whooping. There's a video of Kirk Franklin going around that his son had posted of Kirk Franklin pretty much getting into his son's behind about being ungrateful and changing his ways. And I didn't find nothing too wrong with it. But I don't really want to dig into it that much. Everybody, well, not everybody, but some people are saying that Kirk Franklin should be canceled because he's a person of, the faith, and people like that shouldn't be acting that way. I didn't find
acting
that
in what way? Whooping a kid's ass?
No, like verbally, like the way he verbally talked to him.
And
I was like,
for the love of God, look. I said earlier tonight to the white people, if you're gonna be racist, just do it at home. Again, for the white people mostly, but I suppose for black people too. If you're gonna scream shit at your kids, two things. Don't say anything that if they're recording you is going to fuck you over hard, okay? Watch what you say. Alec Baldwin is still reeling from calling his daughter a pig like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do. Take their devices away, then verbally berate them. Your kid is going to survive. Here's where you run into trouble when you're yelling at
the kid's 33 years old, by the way.
That's fucking weird. He was verbally berating his 33-year-old kid. All right, time out. Is he?
Hey, man, he's not even a kid. He's a man.
Is this gentleman who's getting? Is he?
Do we want to look at the video?
I mean, let's do it. Let's do it. I guess we're gonna have to.
Yeah, let's go ahead and. We'll pull up the video and we'll quickly break this down, because I promise you I don't want to. Oh, you got to turn the volume.
Where's
up.
You know what? I turned the volume down before. Hang on. Let's get this. All right. Slow down.
Up a piece of paper. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old.
What's up? I will punch your neck, nigga, if you ever disrespect me. I did it.
So yeah, both of the, so that's the son. He had recorded.
I'm sorry to say,
I'll let you
I'm
go
with the
first.
dad on this one.
Okay,
dude. Listen, when your kid is not listening, I don't care if he's 33 or 3. You're like, come on, cut the shit, dude. Right? And you go, you're probably gonna snap. His dad's not really gonna snap his neck or whatever have you, right? He was angry, he was frustrated. Everybody gets there, but I don't really give a shit. I'll be honest. That feels like a dispute between father and son, and not for nothing. But if I'm 33 and I'm releasing private phone calls between my dad and I'm kind of the asshole here. I think I really do, and I'm not. I hate to say that, but I feel like that's fucked up.
Yeah, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And also, it seems like you're trying to lash out at your dad, trying to fuck his shit up because maybe you don't really have much going on.
Yeah, it's become a whole big ordeal. The sister said something in regards to the older brother. That's all I had to hear. I expected nothing less than the black. Oh yeah, like that. My first opinion to it is that's family business. That's first and foremost. That's private business. That's family business. The son's a lame for even trying to post that, and even put that out like that. I don't care what the hell's going on. 2, if that's what he's worried about, if that's what he feel like it snapped, I've been called worse. And then I was just about to say the fact that he told his father to shut the fuck up. What? You know how I couldn't, Joe, I've done some dumb shit in my life, but to tell my mom, my dad, any of my elders to shut the fuck up, you got to be out your goddamn mind. I'm still scared of my mom today. Like, and me and my mom joke a lot.
I gotta disagree a little bit here on this one. I do. I definitely probably said that to both of my parents at one point or another in a heated discussion. In a heated discussion, I have
white privilege.
Probably. But here, I mean, I see a few different people, Black and Hispanic, commenting. Yeah, thank you. You know what? I was just going to say that. Yes. I come from a place where I hate to say this, and it's funny that you guys bring it up. I think this is true. There's like, I don't understand this necessarily. I don't, Devonna, that's not true. Maybe a little bit.
See, we could, what?
But we tell our parents that stuff because of the shit that they say.
What? Because of the shit that you. Oh my, Joe, you want to survive one day in our house.
Listen, respect
the shit that they say.
Respect is something that you earn. It's not something that you just get.
You know where respect came from?
I do. Respect in my house came from my dad's belt. And it made me respect him less.
No, I'm just saying that's my mother. That's my parents. I respect them.
So
as long as you're not doing me harm, wrong.
But I would have respected my parents. Didn't agree with it. And when the belt came out, sorry, no respect there at all. I felt like from about 10 years old that my parents were not good communicators. They continue not to be able to communicate. And I don't appreciate that. Mm-hmm. No. This is, Frank, Joe, you're losing. You need to respect your parents. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. When we talk about traditions, this is the same shit when those white Southerners are talking about we should have segregated proms. Fuck that. You don't owe anybody anything at all. Literally. Oh, I've been told that I was brought into this world, and my response to that is I didn't fucking ask for it. I didn't ask for it. So you're responsible for me. How's that sound? Right? No one's paying my way. Nobody's paying my way, so nobody fucking tells me what to do. I've been paying my way since I was like 12 years old, and I got a fucking paper out. I mean, I started making moves early in life because it wasn't happening for me with them. So I respect people who earn my respect. You don't just show up and get it. I'm with that. I'm the same way with my friends, with my lovers, with my family, with my parents. You got to earn that shit.
So I guess in my like, when did you lose respect for your parents for you to like be like, you know what, fuck that. I'm okay with this telling them to shut the fuck up. Because in my mind, like, I've been cussed out worse than what Kurt Franklin has said. And never in my mind did it cross to let those words shut the fuck up. Or like, in other words, I've heard some of my white friends tell their moms, you stupid bitcha. Like, what? And be like, to me, I'm like, that's I
mean, listen, let's be clear that I'm not talking about they were like, you can't take the car, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, motherfuckers. That's not, I mean, and if that's where y'all think this is going, this is not what I'm talking about.
But that's what it feels like, I guess. And
sure, maybe
like,
it does.
To our eyes, because to me, it's the same playing field.
I like to think that you all know me well enough to know I'm not a petty person by any stretch, right? So, again, for me, it's as simple as no one just gets my respect. I love my mom and dad because they're my mom and dad. But
yeah, I'm not saying I love you.
You know, I mean, I was like 15 and my parents were still trying to push Santa Claus. And I was like, guys, I haven't believed that shit since I was like 4. What are you fucking talking about? Cut the shit with that. My parents live in like a delusional world where, you know, it's their way or the highway. My mom said to me, if you're like, I'm never going to change. If you think you're going to change me now, no, I'm not going to change you. I'm just not going to talk to you. How about that?
Huh. There's no sense to it, I think, Joe. I'm gonna chalk it up to cultural difference. I'm so intrigued now. I'm super intrigued.
Listen, if you guys want some insight on the whites, I would be happy to offer that up.
I'm not judging. I'm just like, I'm just like, holy shit.
Again, understand something. I mean, I love my parents. I do. I don't see eye to eye with them on some things. I'm 45, right? I don't want to be talked to like I'm 4. It's unnecessary. So you got some insight on the whites, is I think what you're saying, Devonna.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just so intrigued.
I mean, is he super respectful to his parents? Probably not.
That's so crazy.
Is that right? Did I nail it or what?
That's so crazy that you could be like, yeah, he's probably super disrespectful to his parents.
Yeah. Like, well, so let me ask this then. Although this is going to start a whole other episode, I'd love to have Devonna be on here. I'd love to talk about it.
Oh, she would never.
How did that family feel when this white guy brought home, by the way, a very attractive black woman? Not that that should make a difference, but maybe that helps, right?
She would never.
I would love to talk about it. My parents have here's the problem. My parents are like the Democrats. They have their public opinion about things and their private opinion about things. And they forget that I know both of them.
And yeah, that's good. You know what? She'll probably say, I know what she's going to say. We can talk. She said, I'm surprised she didn't say y'all can trade stories or y'all can trade scenarios, because they still harp on me about getting that Clubhouse room, but I don't trust Clubhouse. See, there you go. We'll discuss at the cookout, and then we'll NFT that episode. We'll NFT that. We
Yes.
can all make money. See, NFT with it, right? Question Q&A with Joe on why people.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
Why
so.
people?
Yeah, why people? Why people? So why people? Why people? Why do white people? White people? I don't know. But that might be a
Listen,
new episode. New like not episode, but like new.
My last thought. I don't want to bang this home anymore. I know
going
you want to
home.
wrap it up. I know you want to wrap it up. To me, I think one of the biggest issues we've had in this country in the last 30 years, whether it be in the inner city, whether it be between the races, whether it be the 1% and everybody else, whether it be a bunch of white kids in the suburbs, this bullshit respect thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you made fun of me in gym class, right? Because the fucking I dunked the ball and it bounced up and hit me in the face, and you were like, ha, 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 and now I'm gonna murder you after school. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Again, I have to respect my parents. You need to respect everybody kind of equally, but everybody should have equal footing when it comes to respect. Plain and simple. People who respect you are people you respect back. People who don't respect you, you tell them to go fuck themselves. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and I think, I think we would.
And I didn't learn that.
You.
I didn't learn that from my parents. So I don't know if it's just like I don't know if it's a white thing or not. All I know is if you're an asshole, I will be an asshole to you.
Yeah, and I think those lines.
I'm European too. I mean, I'm Italian and Portuguese. Believe me, that respect. I hear from the old people all the time. I have to respect my elders. It would be different if it was coming from somebody else. But it's them the ones. You got to respect us.
So my interpretation of like, or even this, so like I used to not necessarily hate it, but I used to kind of like, even growing up, because I used to hear the same thing: respect your elders, respect your elders. Like, I don't know this person from.
Listen, hold on,
whatever.
Hold on. My mom's a Trump supporter, and again, I know my mom's not a racist, but she tends to say shit that you're like, Mom, that's a really racist. Why is that racist? Here's why it's racist, and I explain it to her. And I get heated and I yell at her and shit. And then my dad goes, you got to respect your mom. And my dad's a fucking Democrat. And my dad thinks everything my mom says is horseshit. Well, you got to respect your mom. Fuck that. I don't want to. She says stupid shit. Why would I respect that? Why would I represent to my kids that my mother's fucked up, bullshit, stupid opinions are worthy of respect, Rob, when they're not?
But I think there's a difference between respect and then like talking to your mother the same way you talk to like somebody on the street. Like for instance, right? I would not, even if I disagree with my mom on something, and I would not call her an idiot and all that, or whatever the case may be, or speak to her or call her out on her shit the same way I might call out somebody else, you know what I'm saying, that I might not be cool with or disagree with, you know what I'm saying, or not necessarily cool with, but disagree with, you know what I'm saying. There's a certain respect level to it, and I think that's what I get from respect your elders. The same way, like if I were to go like, and I was sitting, I don't know, like I felt like an old man disrespected me, or I don't know, it's levels to it. Not to say levels to it, but like, I don't know.
Again, dude, JT, your parents don't need to respect you on the same level you should respect them, especially as a child. Who made up that rule?
Your parents don't need.
They did. They made up that fucking rule. The same reason most motherfuckers go to church. Why? Because your fucking parents made you. Why? Because their fucking parents made them. Get the fuck out of this stupid fucking cycle. Oh, you gotta respect your parents. Why?
You know what?
They say stupid shit. They do stupid shit. They send you to stupid shit. Sorry. Earn it. Earn my respect. Earn my respect, and you'll get it 24/7. If you don't earn it, you're going to get to shut the fuck up every now and again.
How do they earn the respect? By doing what?
Put your money where your mouth is.
Okay.
Just be an honest person. Be a good person. Simple as that. But again, don't tell me I have to respect you because I have to respect you. That's not a fucking reason. Because I said so. That'll make me
because they're your parents.
So what?
So
What do I owe them? I owe them. When you say respect, what does that mean? Not saying shut the fuck up?
Kind of. Like, yeah.
Again, I've only uttered those words a handful of times to each. And I was right. I was right every time I said it. Now, and I don't regret ever saying it.
Hey, no, it's just,
I'm not again. This isn't, guys. I find it hilarious that everybody who's commented against this is either Hispanic or black. Every person that disagrees with what I'm saying, you've been conditioned that you have to just respect your elders. And I understand maybe that again, I know in Frank's case, being a Cuban American coming out of Cuba and the socialism under Fidel Castro, I understand being black and right. Maybe that idea of respect and maybe it is different. I don't know.
But so like when I think like when you hear respect your elders,
I don't think it's a culture thing because it's not like they don't tell us the same shit.
But I think that like I don't know, like I don't know. So like when I hear respect your elders, it's just like simple common courtesy things. Like so, even if it was your grandmother, right, or your mom, right, and I was sitting there, me and one of my boys were sitting there talking, shooting shit, and we were talking in a certain vernacular that, you know what I'm saying? If I saw her, respecting my elders would not continuously be like, you know what I mean, talking and like, yo, all right, let's watch the conversation until we walk past or XYZ. That's respecting my elders. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm walking by and your grandmother, you know what I'm saying, and I give her the respect of watching what I'm saying, and I walk by and she's like, hey, darky, get out the way. Now I've given you the respect and you have not given me that respect. Now it's kind of like, all right, old lady, what the fuck you want? My folks are nuts, man. Still wouldn't talk the way you hear white folks do. That, like, the difference is your parents just guys to say, don't disrespect me. I
got thrown into a wall, Devana, and it didn't make his point any better. Right, jacking me up into the wall. All it made me do is like, fucking go for it, motherfucker. Do it. You want to take me out, bitch? Do it. Do it. And he never did it. Obviously, or I wouldn't be here.
That's crazy. You know what? That's crazy because I think like that's the difference. Our parents would have went through with the threat. All right, word bet because they've done it.
Dude, my dad whooped my ass bad a bunch of times and would say shit during the beating like, do you want more? And of course I'd be like, goddamn straight, bring it, motherfucker. Well, I didn't say that because that wasn't the words of the day, but I couldn't help myself.
You like that shit.
Dude, he'd fucking hit me with something. He'd be like, you want another one? I'd be like, well, matter of fact, oh, fuck. Oh, you want another one? I'm going to regret this, but goddamn right I do.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's not normal. Okay.
That's why.
That makes sense.
That's why. And you know what happens now? Do you know what happens now when we talk about that shit? You know what they tell me? We never laid a finger on you. Oh, yeah, sure. Me and my brother and my sister have all imagined the same fucking stories. Okay, people. Live in reality. If you want respect, then own your shit. We were shitty parents. We did some things we shouldn't have done. I can respect that, Rob. That I can respect.
And maybe, okay.
But don't tell me I have to respect you just because fucking you think I forgot what happened. I didn't.
But even then, so like, for instance, my mom will be sitting there doing some shit. She'll be like, I was such a bad mom. And like, in my mind, I'm like, you weren't a fucking bad mom. Like, you were just you were dealt a shitty hand, right? And you just dealt whatever you can do, you know what I'm saying, with the hand you were dealt.
You know what the biggest problem for me was growing up?
When I see the things that she did, like, you know what I'm saying, when I see the things that the sacrifice, like, you have no choice but to, like, respect that the shit. And you're just like, all right. But what are you saying? This goes deeper than shut the fuck up. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, but that's like when you, like,
dude,
to me,
again, this isn't like I was like, I want some money so I can get the new Duran Duran record. And they were like, no. And I was like, shut the fuck up, motherfuckers. Yeah, dude, it's not that.
I'm sorry, that's what I envisioned. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of
sure,
like
dude.
that, like,
Listen, I grew
fuck
up.
you, mom.
I grew up like, I mean, I don't know. We weren't poor, but we were like just past poor. You know what I mean? Like we had shit, but it wasn't anything nice. It was nothing nice. I got a paper route when I was 8 because I needed money. There was no extras in my house. And so I had to earn my way. I had to fight and hustle to like get by and make shit. And then these motherfuckers are like, you got to respect me because I'm your parents. Huh?
Yo, this privilege is so nice. I'm so glad I've been able to like understand this privilege a little bit more. Like, this has been amazing.
I'll give you one better.
Put the
I'm
dishes
white.
away
I
until
didn't
his
have
mama showed up.
chores.
All right, you know what? Yeah, you know what? This is done. This is crazy.
Maybe we should do a clubhouse and I'll just give out all the white secrets.
You didn't have chores?
No, I had no chores to do. I never took out the garbage. I never, it was, and I tell you this, Rob, I tell my parents all the time, that was a fucking huge mistake on their part. My parents never asked us to do shit. My dad never showed us how to do shit. I didn't know how to use a snowblower until I was like 36.
What?
I never fucking did that shit.
Oh my!
Never did that stuff, dude.
We're having a cultural, we're having a cultural like off, not a culture off, but like growing up, never have I ever game because this is crazy. This is like I'm blown. Oh yeah, the chore like
spoiled brat, dude. I wish. Spoiled. I wanted to learn stuff. I wanted to be independent.
So they stopped you from doing those things.
They didn't want that.
They didn't want you to do no dishes.
They didn't want that. Do you know why they didn't want that? Because they wanted me to be relying on them so I'd respect them.
Oh man, I'm telling you, this is hilarious. So yeah, we're gonna get into this kind of.
Sorry to open up a can of worms in the last 40 minutes of the show.
No, this
was wrapping up nicely, and you guys were like, "Man, don't forget to respect your parents." And I was like, "No,
we don't respect
I didn't
parents
know where this was." Again, understand that I want to be clear here. Okay, I love my parents. I appreciate them and what love and support they did give me as a kid. I guess it's not that. It's when we get to talking and they tell me horse shit, or again, they would watch my kids sometimes. And I was like, my kids do chores because I want my kids to grow up and be responsible and know how to do stuff. And my wife and I went away. My parents watched the kids. I came home that Sunday night, flew home, I think, from New Orleans, and my kids were in tears. I was like, what's the matter? And they were like, your dad did all of our chores today.
Ooh, the privilege.
Wait, why are you guys crying? And they were like, happy. we told Grandpa that we have to do our chores. Because see, I earned my kids' respect.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
My kids were so freaked out by it that they were like in tears. They thought they were going to be in trouble because they didn't do their chores. And they tried to explain that to my father. And he was like, well, I'll tell your dad. Motherfucker, you're not going to undermine me in my house to my children. Oh, I'll talk to your dad. No, motherfucker, you won't. You absolutely don't override anything I say to my kids because I'm the fucking parent and I'm the one that gets the respect. That shit don't trickle down. Doesn't trickle down.
So what happens if they don't respect you then, Joe?
My kids respect me. Do you know why they respect me? Because I treat them with respect.
Until they don't respect you.
No, Rob. Rob, my daughter's 20. I mean, would you say she's I'm her best friend? Probably.
Close, yeah.
Does that kid look up and idolize me? Have you ever seen anything between us? That kid, I have her complete respect. You know why? Because I treat her on the fucking up and up.
Well,
I treat her on the level.
I shouldn't say disrespect. What about when they try you?
They don't.
The big try. You don't think nobody's gonna? So you think you're gonna go out of all? You're not gonna get tried once. There has to be one, and I have my money on one of them. At least you got some years.
Yeah,
you got some years for my
Listen, money. I yell at my kids sometimes, loud. It probably scares them. I don't have to do it often because as soon as I do, they're like, "Oh shit, dude," you know. One good yell and they're like, "Oh snap! All right." No, again, they will never tell me to shut the fuck up. Do you know why? Because I'll never tell them horseshit. When my kids were little and they asked me if Santa Claus was real, do you know what I told them? No. Do you know why? Because I don't lie to kids. When my kids asked if God was real, I said, probably not. You know why? I don't lie to kids.
I can't wait.
So there won't be a reason for them to tell me to shut the fuck up because I'll never put them in the position where I'm telling them something that's contrary to their own good or their own benefit. I'll never do that.
I've got.
And they'll always respect me. They'll always respect me because I'm honest with my kids, and I'm straight up with them. When my kids asked me about marijuana, they were like, "We heard about this this drug, I guess it could kill you." And I was like, crack? And they were like, no, it's marijuana. This was in fucking Dare like 4 years ago.
So good old Dare.
They told you marijuana could kill you? Yeah. I was like, they're fucking lying. I don't want you guys to smoke weed, but they're fucking lying.
They're lying.
Don't tell kids weed will kill them. That's fucking stupid. I don't respect people who make shit up. So if you're fucking lying to me and then you're like, respect me, suck it. I'm not fucking doing it. No. And honest to God, I think you all have great relationships with your parents. So God bless all your hearts, everybody in the comment section. But if you're just fucking blindly respecting people, you're a little bit of a sucker. Quite honestly,
I don't think I could.
If Rob, I can make you respect me by saying, Rob, respect me.
Oh no, you can't do that.
There's something wrong with you. But so again, why does your parents get a fucking free pass at it?
I mean, not to say they got a free pass. They definitely
right because they earned it.
They earned it. Yeah,
yours earned it. Mine
and that goes back to the
So again, I'm saying I don't feel like this is necessarily a cultural thing as much as it's I didn't like what I got.
Touche.
You did.
And right there, yeah, people don't have those relationships with their parents, and yeah, got you. Oh, well, this has been a fun.
This went off the rails, but I gotta be honest.
You feel better?
I feel like I had a lot to say. I had some things. I had some things.
And it's good. You got it off your chest.
But also, to be fair, you guys asked. So
that's good. And that's what it's good for. That's what I'm glad. I'm glad we asked. It was a lot better than, just ending off on just a really just regular note.
I love this show.
I think same here. I
love this show. This is I'll tell you what, Rob, I've been in broadcasting for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told you this before. This is my favorite show to do right now. It is like for me, like seriously, this is the show where I can just be me. And I like that. I love our audience. I don't mind disagreeing with people. I mean, again, I think this is some healthy shit, plain and simple. I don't know, man. Respect I think it's important that everybody remembers that you respect your parents because they earned it, that you're not just doing it because, right? I mean, you talk about your dad who's not your biological dad, but Rob, fuck that, dude. To me, that's the guy. He's not biological. Who the fuck cares?
Exactly.
So
and he earned that
respect. Sperm on the egg? Yeah, he earned the fucking respect. Your real dad, I don't know anything about him if he's alive or dead, but he sounds like a giant piece of shit. To me, it's like what that guy deserves your respect because you came from his ball. Get the fuck
definitely
out
not.
of here! No fucking way, motherfucker!
Definitely not.
Get out of here with that shit. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing is just automatic, dude. You know, again, my daughters love my wife. She's not their biological mother. She adopted them. They're hers. They haven't seen their real mother in 6 years. Fuck that shit. Tell me that my kid's got to respect that cunt. No, not doing it. Not interested. No, never.
Touche.
But that's your mother. Fuck her. No, she's not your mother. She gave you away. She was a shitty mother, so she gets 0.
Zip 0. Makes sense. Fair enough.
All right, I'm done. I got nothing.
Well, man, this has been a fucking. Oh, I had a good ass fucking question, but I don't even want to do that. I think that we're gonna end up on this note. Final words. I did want to go into
Tavana, I did. I let it slip. I knew I was gonna do it. As soon as you put the C word in my head, I was like, don't say the C word. I swear to God. You put it in my head. You planted a seed. That was good.
See, I was not about to say nothing, but she caught you.
Damn it.
2 things. Well, a couple things for final words. You know, Ben and Jerry's, I love Ben and Jerry's. Ever since Ben and Jerry's took a stand with us during the Black Lives Matter movement and them just ending, I actually have a pair of Ben and Jerry's. We must defend white supremacy. We must dismantle white supremacy pair of Vans. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So Ben and Jerry's, they came out with a Netflix and chilled ice cream. So this is made up of vanilla. Let me get the line to you real quick. Ben and Jerry's Netflix and chill. There we go. It is a peanut butter ice cream with sweet and salty pretzel swirls and fudge brownie.
I love that.
Netflix and chilled ice cream that they've just released. So I'm not too I'm still not sure how I feel about peanut butter as far as like flavored, because sometimes it can be off. Like I don't want it to be like, I need to have some kind of sweetness to it.
Oh yeah.
So like
that's what happens when you get shitty peanut butter.
Yeah. So like
you gotta spend some money on your peanut butter.
Yeah. So peanut butter ice cream, flavor ice cream. I don't know. Like I like Reese's peanut butter. That's cool. But like the Reese's Pieces, I don't like. The Reese's Cups is okay, but the Reese's Pieces, that is okay.
Well, let me tell you something.
What's
the greatest candy combination in the history of mankind, chocolate and peanut butter, whether it's in a butter cup or some sort of other shape that's not quite a little circle cup. Peanut butter cups, that's my favorite.
Okay.
It's the greatest candy of all time. So you're talking about peanut butter and chocolate ice cream is the bomb. And you want to throw some pretzels, some salted pretzels in there? That's my favorite. I've never even had it. That's officially my new favorite ice cream. That's got all this. Have you seen my Suburban Man trail mix?
No.
Oh my God. Next episode, I'm going to show you my Suburban Man trail mix.
Oh, geez.
I've concocted this, my own little thing. My wife makes fun of me for it. It's probably the whitest thing that I do.
It probably has like a bunch of just chocolate and just.
You'll see.
Oh, you got.
Actually, you know what? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna be here in studio unveiling the new studio.
Yes.
Next Monday. And so what I'm gonna do is, since you'll be hanging in my crib, I'm gonna bring out my Suburban Man trail mix.
There we go. Ooh, snack on that a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of white snacks.
I can't
It'll be awesome. Yeah.
Oh man. So there was a not white. Shut the fuck up for this T-word. I don't know if it can get any whiter than that.
Oh my God, that's great.
There was a video of we'll play it real quick. We'll play the first video. A 10-year-old motorcycle phenom, D-Mac, and this dude is on a Gixxer 750 and fucking killing it at 10 years old. So I just wanted to point this guy out and shout him out real quick before we end. He gone. Watch the green light. Watch the green light at the end. Watch the green light. Wow. Took him.
All right. That kid's 10.
10 years old.
I don't know.
So
man.
nope. So you go to his videos. So I'm telling you, they are
He's
riding
good. I will say
this
that.
young. This
I know,
young.
that's-
That is not that. They ride young down there. I remember even when I was going, I would go to Gator Nationals with my dad in Gainesville. We would go see some of the races. Like, they ride young down there. Like, there's young boys doing dirt bikes, doing on the grounds and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, young boys racing ground. Joe, it's different down south. It's different. So it was dope to see that 10-year-old just rock that. If you go look him up on his YouTube.
Oh,
And,
I'm gonna. I'm
definitely look up D-Mac 10-year-old motorcycle kid D-Mac.
I'm just saying, God forbid something happens to that kid. I mean, the wife's gonna be all up on the fucking dad's shit. I told you not to let him go on a motorcycle. He's only you fucking asshole.
Be in mind, bitch. That's me and mine. I'm telling you. But my dad, I got my motorcycle passion from my dad. So like that just carries through. And now mine, he's getting into it himself. Like we're looking at getting him his first dirt bike this year. And that's at the age of 6. So like, you haven't seen him like between the BMX bike, between the motor, he had an electric dirt bike and he was killing that shit on jump. So like I'm hoping for I'm telling you, if mine ended up like that at 10 years old and that's what I say. I've always said if he was 12, I never said 10, but I said if he was like 12, 13 years old and he has proven to me that he knows how to ride safely and he's earned that respect and he's, that he knows how, by all means, if we get to a safe track and he wants to run a grudge match and he knows his shit, I have no problem. If he wants to even ride with me around town on a bike, put his ass on a helmet, and he's able to, because I know that there's kids that have that, responsibility. By all means, I'll let it happen once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But like now, on the other half, she's easing into like the whole like motorized thing with him. So like now he can get on the back of my Harley with me. Which I was happy when he turned 5 because like he's taller. So like even when he was 4, his feet could touch the pedals. So like the law here is he has to be 5 years old and his feet have to be able to touch. They have to touch the pedals right when he sits. When he was 4, his feet could touch the pedals. So that was kind of like I got the bike when he was 4, like just before he turned 5. So so he was riding a little bit before. But anyways, so now he's 6. And then, like, once he gets a dirt bike and he's able to go on, hey, I can see him being, like, probably, like, 13, 14 on, like, a little small sports or Harley. So, that warmed my heart. If this episode warmed your heart, because it definitely warmed mine, along with those videos and everything else, you guys in the comments, you guys definitely warmed my heart. Make sure you guys are sharing. I always tell everybody I don't expect anybody to really do anything monetary, but what I would love for you guys to do is share. Share. That means a lot more. If you guys would like to, of course, you can always hit us on our Cash App at $. I'll pitch you off shortly, or you can hit us up on our phone line 860-342-8711, the I'll pitch you off shortly hotline. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you liked about the episode, what you didn't like about the episode. Also, let us know in the comments on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that, where you can find us at I'll pitch you off shortly. Visit I'llPitchYouOffShortly.com. Use PissedOff15 at checkout for 15% off any new order. For all your merch. I know there's going to be some new merch coming out soon. I want to do something new with the merch. So if you're a digital artist or like you want to kind of get your stuff on, I can always use your assistance, and we might be able to figure out a nice little deal for you. A nice little, thing where you can make some money and we can all win, right? As always,
comment of the night, though. That really.
As always, thanks to you guys in the comments. We love you guys. As all of our audio listeners, make sure you guys are giving us a rating, thumbs up, wherever, however you rate us through whatever system. You can find us wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Make sure you guys are sharing. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Yeah. Outside of that, I don't know. It's been fun, Joe. It's been fun. You got anything?
Listen, we laughed, we cried, and after the exit music here, I'll play that video promo for the Wiffle Ball podcast.
Oh yeah. Bet. Well, hey, I'm Rob Benjamin. That's Joe Aguirre. I'm sure. Please take a number. I'll pitch you out shortly. Good night.
I'm gonna get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Pitch You Up Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll pitch you off shortly. Hey, mama, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast.
I love wiffle ball. No other way to explain it. Just something about the game, the feel of the grass, smacking that ball all over the field, making plays, diving head first, whatever it takes to get the job done. That's what wiffle ball means to me. Striking out grown men, watching their knees buckle on a called third strike. Sit out, bud. And then, of course, the home runs, the base hits, the big home runs at the big moments. That's a whiff of greatness. Join us all season long for the Joe Aguirre story, a CMG podcast.